Brust alongside Kyle Wallace.
Weed Man came today.
The Weed Man came,
Sure did.
took care of the household.
Yeah, I'm just happy about it.
Weedman.com.
Lucky you.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, rocking the old school Wisconsin logo. Right?
Very old school.
Or is that just like a W?
No, the block W before.
Big fan of the block W.
Yeah, it's pretty retro. I will say too. Yeah, there's a mic in the way. I've got to move that. The basketball team for the Wisconsin Badgers
Had great shorts.
They do a great job at like throwing back retro unis, things like that. Football team's got to step up their uniform game.
Yeah,
I think they got to worry about the field before the uniforms.
No. I don't remember
Look
Oregon
good, play
being.
good.
Doesn't exist.
Oregon's football team got better when Phil Knight started investing more in those jerseys.
Oh, you think it was just the jerseys he was spending money on? You don't think it had anything to do with anything under the table before NIL?
Wow. That's a suggestion.
I mean, what are we doing? They're paying players before NIL? Like, this isn't
They're top
news.
line everything. At that point, the locker room used to matter.
Locker room and
being cool.
That is crazy. Because I'll tell you this right now. If I was a kid and they asked me to go to some lowly, if UW Whitewater offered me $1 million to go there, I would choose Whitewater over Wisconsin.
Huh?
Yeah. You go to $1 million to go to Whitewater or $0 to go to Wisconsin?
$1 million to go to Whitewater, $500,000 to go to Wisconsin. Give me the mill. I'm taking the money anywhere. I will have all in Wisconsin. And UW Whitewater has great facilities, but I was just thinking of a school. I don't care what
Are you comparing the
Whitewater,
facilities
No,
now?
what I'm saying is this. I don't care about anything but the dollar bill. That's it. I'm going
We know that about you.
Well, no, I
Mr.
mean,
Cheapy.
I mean, there's times I would have loyalty to things, but at this point in the world we living in, how much money they're throwing around, hey, pay me.
That's how BYU can get the best basketball players in the country, and they pay them like $8 million.
Mm-hmm. Just
You
watch.
hear that? Like the top players.
I've looked up. I think it might have been potatoes.
Yeah, Olay, something like that.
The guy who connection
Idaho.
Tater tots.
Tater tots. That's what it was.
What, the guy who made tater tots?
It was the grandfather of one of the players.
I think it was his great grandson. Yeah, was the really good bucket player for BYU this year.
But they got a new guy, the number one guy.
They got the number one
coming in
recruit in
this
the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Texas
They
Tech,
just paid
since
the
we're
most.
going down, Texas Tech paid $1 million for a softball player. And they made it all the way to the College World Series and were a game away from winning. Paid $1 million for the girl. She can hit, she can pitch, she was Babe Ruth. Y'all look her up.
I did. I saw
She got
Kyle.
$1 million. And it worked. Pay $1 million. And it worked. Wisconsin need to pay $1 million. Get that girl here. We'll give you $2 million.
What do you say?
How?
Should we pool our funds together, Kyle?
I'm not an alum. That's on y'all.
But you're a fan.
Fans can contribute as well.
I got 10 on it.
800-990 I got 10 on it. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. Strophy's running the show. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And, of course, listen on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. Brad Nortman, the father to be, but also the father of foster children. Is this your first, Father's Day or kind of your second Father's Day?
Yeah, we kind of had one last year because we also had some kids last year. They're different than the two we have now. But this is the real year we're leaning into it, right? Because Lexi's pregnant.
I didn't even know it was Father's Day weekend.
Well, what are your expectations for the Brust household?
I don't know. Should I have expectations?
We've already got reservations. We got a plan. I told Lexi what I want to do.
Wait, this is a serious question.
I already know what my menu is going to be for Saturday night.
Do I have demand? Can I demand things?
Well, yeah, it's Father's Day.
You're telling me that I get to dictate my entire day.
This is like second to being a birthday. It's Father's Day. You get to and
I get to demand
and do the whole week.
If I can say, you know what? I want to golf.
There you go. I mean, it kind of takes away from.
I'm trying to listen to this too,
but
I'm trying to figure this out as well because I get called daddy in my household too, so I want to know what I get for Father's Day as well. So what are we trying to do here?
You can work this one out your own way with no child in your life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a weekend where you get licensed to do whatever you want to do.
Well, that's a little far.
Free reign.
I
know I'm taking advantage.
I don't think that's how it works. I think you got.
How else would it work?
Just because it's Father's Day doesn't mean that the mother doesn't get a say in what you do. Don't y'all realize? This is what I realize.
Is that true though?
Because I think there has never been a Father's Day in the Wallace household growing up that my father had a say in what we did. It was, hey, Papa Wallace, where you want to go for dinner? He didn't get a say. I don't want to know. Are we wanting us to cook out? Like, we're doing something for you. He couldn't just say, I'm not doing nothing. He had to do something. You know why? Because Mama Wallace told him so. And so I don't know why y'all out here fronting like your household ain't like my parents' household.
So if I said that, hey, I want to clarify, I wouldn't do this because I do want to see my daughter on Father's Day.
Yes.
But technically speaking, for Father's Day, and all you fathers out there, please chime in. If I said, hey, as soon as my eyes are open, I've lined up with my buddies to play Call of Duty from eyes open to eyes closed.
You've earned it.
Am I allowed to do that on Father's Day?
You've earned it as a father, because who would you be to tell your wife what she couldn't do on Mother's Day?
It's different.
If she wanted to go on a spa day, you'd say, you go get your spa.
Why don't women ever give men a spa day on Father's Day? I don't feel like spas.
I agree.
Spas are not one gender. Spas are phenomenal. Matter of fact,
spas are wonderful.
Have you ever? I mean, for the most part, whenever we do treat our women to spas, it's usually a couples, right? Like, we both get it, because I enjoy being pampered.
If I book a spa for her, and this is what I did for Christmas. You remember when I booked the concert up in Green Bay, and I was like,
yes,
we're going up to Green Bay for a concert. We're getting services, and this was her gift, but I was part of it because I don't want to miss out on the spa.
No, a spa is wonderful, but if that's what she wanted to do, that would then be disconnected from whatever the family was doing. You would say, you've earned that. You go enjoy your spa. And if Ben Brust wants to play Call of Duty for 12 hours,
that's
then
unacceptable.
He should be well in his right.
16 hours. I just need to sleep 8.
Not unacceptable. I don't know where y'all from. You guys are going to do whatever your wives and fiancés allow you to do.
I will say I talk a big game, but I don't have free reign over the weekend. I got a couple of levers I can pull. I'm a big breakfast guy, so we're getting breakfast Sunday morning.
Okay,
and
I'm probably already too late to the reservation.
Yeah.
Oh wow! You know what? I want to flip it on your fiance a little bit, because you're in the wrong 95% of the time, but. If she doesn't have If she does not have a reservation, I remember you kind of panicking because we got late into the week. You didn't have a reservation for her a little over a month ago. I want to know how much effort is the future Mrs. Brust putting into you, because you know what? If this is the energy y'all creating, that's good, because that means you have a foundation if y'all really don't want too much. Maybe a walk with the kid.
She did want to walk on the waterfront. We did that.
You know what's nice, though?
What do I want?
It's nice that Mother's Day comes before Father's Day, because you can, not that it's transactional, but you can lavish your wife with love and gifts and appreciation. And then a month later.
No, this is bad, because if you go all out and next thing you know, it's a little bit underachieving versus what you did, then you're just going to be disappointed.
Well, because we got, me and the boys got Lexi some flowers and some cards and a couple gift surprises. And she was like, now I feel pressure. Now I feel pressure to deliver on your Father's Day. So I used that to my advantage. And this morning, while Lexi was sleeping, I was let her sleep in. I went ahead and I bought myself a Father's Day gift.
What have you bought yourself a Father's Day gift?
I got like a fire pit.
Excuse me?
Why didn't you just have her buy it? She didn't ask you what you wanted?
I just texted her in the morning. I said, hey, I bought myself a Father's Day gift. And good for her. I think she read the room and she said, well, happy Father's Day. Oh. Congratulations.
Oh my goodness.
I went ahead, it wasn't.
Why did you ask her for it?
Yeah, why didn't you just say, confused. Hey, like I'm really.
It's just easier. It's just, we're
no.
married. It's just easier. Why would I look at it
there
on my
is no
phone?
romance in that relationship.
There's romance.
Wow.
I love Lexi.
We do know that. There's a baby coming.
Why would I look at it
Kyle.
on my phone? Wait, what did he say?
He said, we know there's romance, there's a baby coming.
Oh, nice.
Brad likes it.
That's good. That's good. Cool. But why would I look at it on my phone, do the digging, do the research, and be like, okay, Lexi, I'll just text it to you. You're over there. You're 2 rooms over. I'll text it to you. You go for it. I should just buy it.
No, go ahead and use the bank account that we share.
Yeah, we share both of our names.
No,
the
because
credit card
that's
we both
part of
share.
it. You just took the enjoyment away from her to be able to order something, wrap it, or whatever. I mean, it's kind of big to wrap, but order something and be able to present it to you and say.
But Kyle,
hey,
you don't know that's not still happening.
No, that's weird. No,
it's
shot.
not going to happen.
Brandon
I'm just
chimes
gonna
in
get it and undo it.
on the Carbless Talking text line. Mother's Day is for women. Father's Day is for women. And so is Valentine's Day. Just grab a beer and accept it, fellas.
Listen, I get
That
it.
sounds defeated.
I get it. I know. I'm
Brandon, sounds like you got to work on those expectations.
Don't you get one
Or
thing?
I'm just ignorant in bliss right now.
What are you going to ask for, Ben?
I don't know. I don't know. It's probably because I'm coming straight off the bachelor party where I just was, I don't need freedom. Like I just was with my boys for 3 days.
But you don't want a gift?
I'd love a gift.
Wait, hold on.
I just don't know what I want.
Nobody asked about freedom.
He's talking about freedom to be with his boys and not be around his family again.
Yeah,
Again.
again, yes, big time. Again, after I was 7 days grinding, someone should have to pay me to watch my child when my fiance was gone for 7 days.
It was your choice.
I'm just kidding. I would get. Sometimes I think we're taking this a little too far, and the whole Ben doesn't like being around this kid thing.
No, he likes being around his kid, but he gets exhausted by it. He gets exhausted by it.
Brett, when I say it in context, Brad understands what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
These two without children just think, oh my gosh, Ben doesn't want to be around his
So
kid.
easy
Hold on
to say.
A lot of people that we work with on a daily basis have kids. Nobody complains about being tired from watching their kid more than Ben Brust. You act like you're the first person to ever have a
You don't
child.
talk to other people about their children.
Sure I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That means you have way too much time on your hands and you're not doing your job.
Strofe is a talker. That's why I may
And
believe
nosy.
He's very nosy, so he may end up
I'm a nosy guy.
asking quite a bit of questions. So I overheard you said your kid had a rash on the bottom. I have one too. What did you use? What cream?
How'd you know I had that conversation?
Yeah, because that's you. Man.
Did you hear that one?
That's you. Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's crazy, Kyle.
Yeah, it's just on par for Strofe.
All right. Well, I'm not buying myself a Father's Day gift like
Did you
Brett.
ask for anything?
You
though?
should.
No.
Why
not?
I don't understand this concept, but Father's Day is coming. Did your significant others not say, "Hey, my love, it's Father's Day coming up. What is it that you are thinking? What would you want for a gift?"
I just basically told her this. I just looked online.
So you saw something you wanted,
and you just
and
ordered
to
it.
justify ordering it, you said, "Oh, this is a Father's Day gift."
This is Father's Day.
Yes. And I did it without her, input.
Blessing.
Would it have been too much for her to spend? Like she was like, "Oh, that's a little heavy. I don't know if I want to spend that much."
No.
Yes.
I think if I would have talked it through with her and been like, "This is what I want to get, but here's why I want to do it," she'd be like, "Oh, okay." But I think
She doesn't think it's a necessary purchase, huh?
no, probably not necessary. but she sees the vision.
So Brad,
She
one
sees
time
the
a
vision.
year,
She
has a
sees-
hall pass to buy what he wants.
Because he got the blower last year, didn't you?
That was my birthday.
Oh,
That's my birthday. But now
Did you buy that for yourself too?
I told them that's what I wanted. I told her I was like, "This is what I want." But yeah, I'm a big I would rather just get it for myself kind of guy, as opposed to.
I know
But
what it
this
is.
one, you had to get it for yourself on Father's Day because she wouldn't have wanted to get it for you.
I think she would have. Not that she wouldn't have wanted to get it. She would have said well, let's see how we use the patio.
that's
and,
why, because you got the new patio.
we'll go
huh?
from there. We got the new patio. So I'm just all in now. I want this awesome fire pit and the whole thing. So I just went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
Went ahead and did it. Look at me.
I
Look
see
at me,
what-
guys.
I see why he did it.
Look at me.
Now, this would be impressive if it wasn't Father's Day. This would be great for
This
you
is
to
the
come.
perfect time.
This would be I want you to come on these airwaves and say, guys, I did it. It wasn't Father's Day. It wasn't my birthday. Without her permission, I bought the thing that she wouldn't have wanted me to buy. Because you don't have the stones to do it.
I would probably need a few carbless in me to pull something like that off.
What are you scared of?
I like to be in lockstep with my beautiful bride.
I need to take when I decide to get married. I need to probably take classes from you because I'm on
Classes from Brad.
I'm on Ben's side. Listen, I hear you. But it's my money. I'm gonna do what I want with it. Okay, so I mean,
wow, that's
what you mean?
Toxic language.
Excuse me. Do I not come to work?
It's Kyle. Of course, it's toxic language. I'm the man of the house.
No,
me.
It is just like she can buy whatever she wants. Person here can buy whatever they want. And so when I think
about, do you promise that she can buy whatever she wants?
She can. I mean, but I may question if it was necessary. But she can still buy it. You? Yeah, she can question me. She usually doesn't. But I'm just saying, I'm with Ben on this one. We can buy whatever we want with our money.
Yeah, Brad, you're using Father's Day to buy yourself something. You're acting like you can't do that at any moment. It's scaring me.
No, she was generally optimistic and encouraging of the purchase.
You're so full of crap. You're stumbling.
Maybe this gives me a little bit of runway going forward.
It's cool. You know what? Everybody's household is. I like the fact that Lexi and Brad are in lockstep, and that Lexi, because I appreciate that because that's how I feel. That's the way I like my household to be.
I literally can't think of a purchase that her or I have made in the last 5 years. That wasn't run by one.
Do you know how many boxes show up to my house and I don't know what the hell it is?
Except random Amazon boxes, yes, but unless it was a big gift, we've surprised each other with 10th anniversary and things like that.
This fire pit was over $500.
Oh, it's Brad.
It's in that range.
Yeah.
If he splurges, he splurges.
If I'm going for it, I'm going for it.
It's not. Now, if I bought something for $500, it'll be a problem. And if she bought something for $500, it'll be a problem.
So there's a limit.
There is $500. That's a lot of money because then we can think about, did we find the best one? So I'm sure Lexi was a little bit surprised that Brad decided to break tradition and go ahead and splurge. I'm on Team Lexi on this one, actually. I switched up. I would have been.
That's why I timed it up on Father's.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, figuring out how to be fathers on Father's Day here. Brad Nortman and Ben Brust, that is. We don't know about.
I'm a daddy too.
Kyle Wallace's.
Huh?
It's don't ask.
Call me daddy.
That just sounds.
It's just
call.
Now cut
daddy.
Mike off for him.
I'm just saying that's what I get called, daddy. So
this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Dick Van Dyke, real quick on the cha-cha slide ACL, says she was carried out by all 5 of us. 5 people?
That's a big girl. Big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl who did cha-cha.
Stop it, Kyle.
What you mean? 5 of them had to carry. That's a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Packers and Jair Alexander are no more.
Is this going to be the case where we're going to look back and say, man, did Green Bay really screw up by cutting Jair Alexander?
You don't release a guy like Jair unless you feel comfortable at that position. Now, are they good enough is a whole different debate.
94.5 ESPN is your home for all Packers off-season news. Stay up to date on the new ESPN Wisconsin app or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace, and right now UWD is running their home improvement season sale. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, 2 for $7. 8.2 to 20 ounce selected varieties CPAC Seafood, $6.99. 7 to 15 ounce selected varieties Rana Pasta or Sauce, 2 for $7. 2 to 6 count selected varieties Northern Bath or Brawny Towels, $6.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot.
Ben Brust, Kyle, call him Daddy Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. See us on YouTube at ESP Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Spent a lot of time yesterday on Jair Alexander and Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine and Nate Hobbs, and ultimately conversation continued on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy earlier this morning about Keyshawn Nixon. What is he? What can he be? Do you trust him? This caught the eye of me on YouTube, in the ears of others, wherever you're listening, from Gabe Neitzel on Keyshawn Nixon.
Gabe, I think this position is a work in progress. And what I'm hearing from Jordan Love when he talks about the corners is we need him to grow. We need him to progress.
Well, I mean, especially, I would say Carrington, because he's the youngest of the group. But, I mean, Keyshawn has risen to the occasion every time the Packers have asked him to. I feel pretty good about Keyshawn Nixon being out there. I feel like I trust Keyshawn Nixon at this point. Yeah, is he going to be a Pro Bowler? Probably not. But he's going to be assignment sound. He's going to be solid. He's not going to get lost out there.
That was Gabe Neitzel on Keyshawn Nixon. Now, we have our stats guy, Bradley Nortman, Brad Nerdman, Brad Analytics, whatever you want to call Brad. Brad, the floor is yours.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate the optimism from our friend Gabe Neitzel, but I don't share that optimism when it comes to Keyshawn Nixon. Maybe Carrington Valentine I can start to understand, but here is why. Did a little bit of a deep dive into the new faces of the cornerbacks room, right?
Ooh, new faces.
We're talking about
they're not
guys.
New.
Well, yeah, the
lead
faces. Lead faces. There you go. Of the Green Bay Packers cornerback room. And, you know, they're going to be cornerback ones, right, against wide receiver ones. So my expectations for them are a little bit higher than like knowing your assignment and not getting lost out there. So I want to go a deep dive into where do these guys rank? Like maybe we are undervaluing them. And they had plenty of opportunity in 2024 because Jair was out so many games, which our fans are saying that they've frustrated them, rightfully so. Let's start with Keyshawn Nixon. Pro Football Focus, probably the go-to analytics site in all of NFL, has Keyshawn Nixon ranked as the 87th best cornerback in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
87th.
Wow, that's a wow.
One of the reasons why he was even 87th is because he has a pass rush grade of the 4th best cornerback.
Oh, wow, he can get after that QB now.
But that's not what you're...
Pretty sure he had as many sacks as Lucas Van Ness. Continue.
That's true. He had 3 sacks last year.
Yeah,
However,
more than Kenny Clark.
Won't be too many sacks from the outside.
If you're cornerback 1 and you're guarding Jefferson and Chase and A.J. Brown, you're not going to be rushing the passer. You're going to be in coverage. And I'm glad you brought up coverage because he's the 116th highest rated cornerback in coverage.
And there's 116 corners in the NFL?
Well, there's 220 to be exact. So but they go deep into that.
So he's in the bottom 50%.
That gets playing time basically gets ranked here. 116th when it comes to the coverage grade. Some concerning stats out there. He's 166th in yards per reception.
Oh wow, out of 220?
Yes, 166. So big gains against him. Now let's look at Carrington Valentine. So Carrington Valentine, now if there is going to be a cornerback 1, Carrington Valentine probably your better bet because we just determined that Keyshawn Nixon is... What I say, 87th in overall grade and 116th in his coverage grade. Carrington Valentine,
that's
a little bit better, 46th overall and 24th in coverage. So pretty decent.
That's a good number 2 corner, and number 1 that's going to take its nicks and bumps.
If you're going to have a great championship defense, that is a very good cornerback 2. Cornerback 1 a little bit more iffy, and his pass rush grades are much worse, so he's more of a coverage guy. But I just go back to looking at this and saying, if you're going to tell me that Carrington Valentine is your top cornerback, I don't love it, but I trust him a little bit more than Keyshawn Nixon. Keyshawn Nixon has shown that he is not a cornerback 1. He's brought on this team to be a return specialist and a slot corner to fill in. But now to expect him to be cornerback 1 when he had plenty of opportunity to be that guy last year, and his coverage grades show that he generally gets cooked in coverage. I just don't know how you can have a lot of confidence in this room. And the final coup de grace, if you will, the final cherry on top, Pro Football Focus put out top 10 cornerbacks from last season. You might be familiar with a couple of these names and think that Goody could have gotten ahead of this before we got here. Number 1, Cooper DeJean.
Oh, wow.
The highest rated cornerback in all of the NFL was Cooper DeJean. Packers had a chance to draft him. And number 8, Quinyon Mitchell for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Packers also had an opportunity to draft him. So what could have been avoided of maybe a less than stocked cornerback room, which I guess is my biggest criticism, is like...
I was just going to say, after hearing all of this, it more so goes back to the fact that you have Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Nate Hobbs. You don't have Jair Alexander, which is over and done with. But if that was the writing was on that wall anyways. Whether he somehow came back this year or didn't, like the time to have potentially done it would have been the year prior when you drafted Jordan Morgan, and that's how the Packers have consistently done well of backfilling those needs at positions. And it just and now we're like, I know the Bo Melton thing's fun to talk about, but it's not a great thing that they're like, oh, it's half need, half let's try it out. Like, I don't know. The quarterback situation to me, I think again is still frustrating because when I hear this, I still think about you got all this cap money and you did nothing to the defensive line. Absolutely nothing to the defensive line.
That would help them a lot. A great D-line would help a lot. And yeah, that's my biggest takeaway is I can understand moving on from Jair, right? I can understand that. But to do that and to feel good about it, you got to backfill, right? You got to be prepared for that moment. And that includes drafting maybe this year or even last year, going to free agency beyond Nate Hobbs and being prepared for it. It just didn't feel like the Packers were prepared for it in the cornerback room or even more importantly in the D-line.
Yeah, and I think overall, getting to your point, they're not prepared for it. I just think defensively you're not prepared for it because you can't have at different levels the Green Bay Packers having too many question marks at the cornerback room, on the defensive line as well. It just leaves your defense susceptible to too many mistakes. And so overall for me, when I think about Keyshawn Nixon, these stats are fantastic. On top of that, I don't know about y'all, but Keyshawn Nixon used to frustrate me last year, not just because, his play on the field was okay, but I recall he had a couple personal fouls last year and some personal fouls, which I do not like, which, again, you have to be a very calm individual. And then, of course, he had the fumble that I really was upset about. So overall, do I think Keyshawn Nixon can trot out there?
The fumble in the Philly game, yes.
Yes. We all should remember that one because it started that game the wrong way. But should we feel like he can be a serviceable guy? Yeah, but serviceable guys don't win championships. And that goes back to the point of what I was saying. And when I look at this team is that, does Goody want to win championships? Everybody is aiming to win a championship, but you can't just tell me. You have to show me. And what Goody has shown me is that he hasn't put in what he needs to do in order for this team to be in a position to win a championship, because we all know this is not a championship caliber defense. And Keyshawn Nixon, if that's the guy that's competing for cornerback number one, based off him being the 116th, it was
116th in coverage.
116th cornerback in coverage. That is abysmal. Abysmal. Most teams are going to have 2 starting corners, or if you have a third one in the nickel, he's in the 4. He's in like the fourth range of guys who are good cornerbacks. So that's not good for a guy that's supposed to be number one, and that should be very worrisome for the Packers. Nate Hobbs, get healthy because we're going to need you.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
With Baby Girl. Baby Girl chimes into the show.
Oh.
Kyle's baby girl?
The only baby girl we talk about, yeah. Baby Girl chimes into the show. I don't appreciate this libel from Kyle. He has never been and never will be called daddy at home.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is strong words. She said never has, never was, and never will be.
You heard the man. Right from baby girl's mouth.
Wow. Laying the smackdown, Kyle. I thought you run this much.
I thought you were the man of the house.
Man of the house.
You know,
fraud of the house.
Fraud
of the house.
I'm not a fraud of the house. I ask her to say it sometimes.
You ask her, can you call me daddy?
That's next level.
That's strange.
That's really
if
weird.
You really want to know,
no, I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that.
I don't know if we want to know.
I think you should tell us, but I don't know if I want to know.
No, I don't know if you should tell us either.
I think you should tell us.
I'm kind of curious.
No, I mean, I do say, like, you miss Zaddy with a Z. And she doesn't even like saying that. I'm not the king of the household.
Wheel of Strofe. Wheel of Strofe. Is this one good?
Yeah, always good.
No, that means
it's always
no.
good.
Push-ups.
Oh, yeah, push-ups.
Push-ups.
How are your arms?
They feel better today than they did yesterday.
That's good. You probably worked out the soreness from the first day.
The weakness is leaving your body.
That's good. We need that. Summer Bod Strofe incoming.
Summer Bod Ben. I'm actually serious about this whole wedding diet thing.
So you're doing push-ups with me going
Anytime it lands on the wheel of Strofe, I'm with you on the push-ups.
Wow.
Next.
I don't believe you.
You're
I'm
listening
totally
to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kayla Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Don't miss Cherry Pie this Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live. State Fair Park gates open Wednesday night at 6, with Cherry Pie taking the stage at 7. Epic bands, unforgettable nights. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Milwaukee's medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Weekend appointments available. Call now. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
The deals are heating up at the Summer Savings Event all summer long at Cunis. Get the hottest savings of the year at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have sizzling new vehicle specials on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Or with one of our 10 pre-owned super specials, you'll be swimming in a pool of savings. Plus, keep your vehicle refreshed with our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Get outside and enjoy the Summer Savings Event at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Starting to feel like there's a theme today with the music Strofe is playing. I don't know, just me. A lot of Nelly. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Norton with Strofe running the show. You, KBN Nation, as always, can chime in 800-990-3776, the Carbless talking text line. Less is more. Time now for the Wheel of Strofe.
It's time for the
Wheel of Strofe.
Ben White in his best dress today.
What is that? Is it milk or?
No, they're cocktails.
Milk. He's wearing a golf polo with tiny cocktails on him.
Did you buy that shirt?
And
It's a dress.
And a little bit of chocolate cake. Happy birthday to the big boss.
Oh, wait a minute. You dressed up for him, but you didn't dress up for our birthdays?
Greg Scalzo's birthday today. I wonder if that will come up on
I bet you called and wished him happy birthday.
Strofe. Push-ups, push-ups, push-ups. Ah, no push-ups. Whoa.
Wow.
Banging.
It was a banger.
Wrong button, my bad. All right, so we're going to dive into this a bit later, but I believe we should bring back subtweets. I think we need to be talking crap about other people without directly talking crap about other people. ESPN senior NBA insider Shams Charania earlier today on the Pat McAfee show talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo.
His status will not be tied to the NBA draft. It won't be tied to free agency. It's much more likely that his future plays out into July and into August in terms of him seeing the landscape of not only the Bucks, seeing the landscape of the league, seeing what other teams do.
That's Shams Charania, which then a couple hours later, just about an hour ago, a tweet from Giannis that says simply, does anybody else miss Woj?
Savage.
Shots fired.
So, fellas, if you'll allow me to maybe take over your Twitter, I want one of you to make a subtweet. And this is how we're going to decide who's going to do it, as long as everybody obliges.
About who?
One another. We're going to stir up some drama that's not real.
We're going to stir up KBN drama amongst
But
ourselves.
will anyone know what we're subtweeting about?
Probably
That's the point. No, I have an idea in mind. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Whoever is closest is going to be the one tweeting.
I don't trust his system. He's going to pick whoever he wants and make up the number.
I'll write it down.
Write it down, and we have witnesses in the
So
back room.
I'm using
witnesses to sign.
Is ESPN Milwaukee or KBN on Twitter X? Are you all gonna retweet it at all so it gets more traction, or what are we doing?
Well, because you don't have any followers.
I don't have any. For all the hate I get, I sure don't get a lot of followers.
Well, no, I mean, if you're getting hate, that means they're not going to follow you. That's how that goes. Number between 1 and 100. Go ahead.
31.
24.
How we do this? Closest?
Closest has to tweet it.
99.
Okay, you said what?
31.
And you said what?
99.
I got to do math now.
What's
It's
that?
Brad.
What's the
It's
number?
Brad.
Yeah!
It's Brad.
All right, what am I tweeting?
I think you should tweet, happy birthday at Greg Scalzo. Not certain how you did this for so long.
Ooh, that sounds real.
To the boss man? Does he have a Twitter?
Yeah.
Sure does.
All right, I'll do it.
That's an easy one.
That's not even that bad.
Yeah, but it alludes to a little bit of anonymity, like you don't know exactly what he's saying.
But wait, I'm tagging Greg Scalzo?
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, comma, at Greg Scalzo.
But isn't subtweeting not actually adding them?
But
You're
he's not
getting this
talking
all
about
wrong.
Greg. He's talking about you. He's subtweeting you.
Oh, yeah. Just like Woj was.
Do so long or what?
Wait, how am I including Ben?
You're not.
You're not. That's a subtweet.
They don't know what subtweets are. So Giannis didn't include Shams. He included Woj.
Right.
And so
Giannis
that's how everybody
tweeted
knew
about
who he was talking
Shams without saying anything about Shams.
Oh.
You were currently tweeting about Ben
You
without
know,
saying anything about Ben.
They
But-
owe.
Gotcha.
They are old.
So, but I'm not saying I don't know how you did this so long with Ben.
No, just,
No.
I don't know how you did this for so long.
SMH, bro.
Maybe add an
SMH?
SMH at the end.
What's
You know
his
what
Twitter
SMH
handle?
means?
Or
At Greg Scalzo.
At Greg.
This
What's the face
this
palm?
worked a lot better in my head.
you didn't realize that we are old millennials and the Twitter
but you
X-
know what this means.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm hip.
but, like-
I'm cool, but
Did
I
you
couldn't.
say I'm him?
I'm hip. I'm hip. I'm a little bit more hip. I mean,
Should I do a hashtag?
This is your Wheel of Strofe idea today?
Well, I've got another one too.
All right.
What's my hashtag?
No subtweeting after this.
No hashtag?
Hashtag SMH.
SMH. That sounds
hey, you gotta
dirty.
do the face in the palm, and the face in the hand, whatever it is.
The
Does that come
emoji.
before
The
or
palm,
after
the palm of the
hashtag?
face, the face of the face.
Wheel of Strofe.
He deserves push-ups after that.
He does. And he got
Wow, bad news.
14 push-ups today.
14
And he got him.
All right, I'm joining you.
All right, Ben's ripping him off too. Let's get now. I expect good push-ups
How
out of
many?
you, Ben.
14.
That's getting to be a pretty big number.
That is gonna get I mean,
What are the odds that this hits so often?
that's crazy, right?
It's defying statistics.
It is defying statistics. Maybe the universe wants Strofe to get bigger.
Hey, could you imagine ripped Strofe?
No.
Ripped
I can't.
Strofe
He
is what the
str-
world needs.
He is. There it is. You good? Is he struggling?
His face is red.
Why are you so red? Are you
Ben, how
exhausted,
do you feel?
Ben?
Feel good.
Strofe, how do you feel?
That's getting harder. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's getting harder.
Of course it is. You need to build.
It's
So
only
after
Wednesday.
this, you're supposed to do like smoothies and,
I love
protein
how Brad and
shakes.
Kyle are discussing what the odds are of it landing on it so often. It's 20%. It's 2 of 10
But
spaces.
it's happening more than 20% of the time. That's what's so confounding.
That's a good point. It's happening about 50%.
It's happening
I
at
can't
high
do more
level.
than one today. I'm too sore.
No, it's not how the Wheel of Strofe works.
Spin the wheel, would you?
Wheel of Strofe.
I want to do push-ups just because he made that comment.
Oh, one away, one away, one away, one away.
Hey, Ben, can I take your fiance out on a date?
It's interesting.
Wow.
I mean, she's not going to go.
That wasn't my question. I'm asking you permission to take your fiance out on a date.
No.
Brad, can I take your wife out on a date?
No.
Kyle, can I take baby girl and those beautiful eyes out on a date?
You can go with her to get some drinks or maybe buy her some food, but it ain't a date.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I want to take her out on a date.
Nah, we don't swing.
Where is this going?
I'm just trying to be like James Dolan, the New York Knicks.
Wait, what happened?
What'd he do?
The New York Knicks have no plan. So they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, the furthest they've been in the NBA playoffs for 25 years. They fire head coach Tom Thibodeau, and they have no plan on who they're going to hire as a head coach. Just like James Dolan, I just asked not one, not two, but three men if I could take their significant other on a date. They all three of you said no, as you should. James Dolan and the New York Knicks asked the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Houston Rockets, and
the Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks to interview their head coaches, Chris Finch, Ime Udoka, and Jason Kidd. They all said no. Yeah. So now the Knicks don't know who to hire as a head coach. Yeah, what the hell are we doing?
He's backwards. He finally got it right with Tibbs, and now he fired him.
I'm still confused why he needed to ask our significant others on a date
because of
the.
It actually was good. I like the way he did it because it's basically he fired somebody without asking the other people prior or getting some type of information on whether or not he would be able to have that.
Actually do it.
It's a stupid question, right?
For the record, I did not fire my girlfriend.
Yes, I'd say it would have been Strofe breaking up with his girlfriend and then asking us to go on dates.
Wednesday night.
You guys just
tonight.
broke up?
Wednesday night. I thought it was Thursday night.
We had to adjust.
Yeah, because they never made their Thursday night date night. It was a made-up day that they said they did it, and then literally the day they were supposed to get tacos, they skipped it.
Yeah, we did it like 3 times, and I just acted like it was a tradition.
Is this a tradition now, Wednesday?
No, now it's Strofe.
She wasn't in Wisconsin last Wednesday, so I can't say it's a tradition. First Wednesday, though. First time for everything. Wednesday night, date night.
Interesting, Strofe.
Is that all you got for the wheel of Strofe?
No, I want one more. No, one more. You got to come up with one more. I want to spin again because I want him to do push-ups for this terrible wheel of Strofe.
You got one more in the back pocket?
You better come up with one. Come on, push-ups.
Yeah!
Push-ups! Pushing up, baby.
Push
Universal.
Let's go!
How is this possible?
This is crazy.
Kyle Babe Ruth that. He said, I want push-ups. Spun and got push-ups.
Come on.
Dude, you got to get down.
Strofe, you got it, pal.
This is the wheel of Strofe.
And it's telling that the wheel, the
There
real
you go. He's finally learning how to stretch his chest.
Good job.
He even stretches like he's unathletic.
Strofe's going to I'm calling it. Strofe's going to transform. You know, like we see guys that go through an extreme physical transformation. It's going to be Strofe.
Yeah. I bet these push-ups look pathetic.
I know. I want so badly to take a peek.
I bet his arms really hurt too.
For sure.
I mean, I just don't get how one man could be so string beanie.
Yeah, me either. Ben's already done. Do we need to teach Strofe form on push-ups? I don't think we've ever taught him form.
He's yelling. Look at him.
Dude, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna turn you into like this beast.
I think we got to remove it from the wheel.
No way.
I don't know if I can work in these conditions anymore.
Maybe we reset to 10 next week.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe
it is
each
Wednesday.
week it resets.
It is Wednesday.
Oh, that's a good idea from Josh DiMaggio.
17 push-ups a day by Monday.
Josh DiMaggio of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Mornings 94.5 ESPN. Strofe should have to do a plank and give a topic.
Oh, that's actually a great idea. Let's see if it would work. Hold on.
You have to shout it. You have to shout.
Right. Okay.
All right, so you're
plank is on the
Alex
forearms,
Strofe
right?
is
A plank
currently
is on
trying
the
to get in the
forearm.
plank position.
Is this real? He doesn't know what a plank is?
Today is
How do you believe this?
National Cord on the Cob Day.
Can we turn him off? How do you believe this kid could make 100 3-pointers in
What's your
3
favorite
hours?
vegetable?
I kind of don't hate it.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Are you exhausted from the 30 seconds of doing it? Oh, he says no. Of course
Yeah,
not. Yeah, and then we have to do a plank.
That's much easier than the push-ups. However, my abs hurt a little bit from yelling so loud. I really had to project.
Yeah, you got to use the diagram.
Man, he is just so weak.
And that's it for the wheel of Strofe.
I don't know how that went today.
As long as you do push-ups every day, everyone's a winner.
You think?
I know so.
All right.
Because we get to watch you and describe to the audience how pathetic you really are.
Hey.
More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm going to quote the great Martin Luther King in this.
Wow.
I'm going to bring up MLK. You know what he said?
Oh, wow.
He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And you know what matters to me? Booing Craig Counsell and booing the Chicago Cubs.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker. It's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe. A special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky. The drop stab. That's his favorite. And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe. June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
This fall, build your perfect Wisconsin football game day with a mini pack. Pick any 3 games, including Big Ten matchups like Washington, Iowa, and Ohio State, and save while cheering on the Badgers. Big matchups, big moments, and it's all on your schedule. Football mini packs are available now. Create your custom game day experience today at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. First touchdown to the 5th quarter. There's always something to enjoy. Football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The road is calling, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered with amazing rides in June. On Saturday, June 14th, you have 2 rides to choose from, either Dogs and Hogs or Sign Effects Ride for veterans. Then Saturday, June 21st, it's the Wisconsin Hero Outdoors Ride for veterans. 2 amazing rides for 2 amazing causes. All info for these rides can be found at wishd.com or find them on Facebook under their events. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic. Mother Nature sings diamonds. Sarah, wow, you can sing. Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn. Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible. Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America. Which means we can do anything we want to do. For you. Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to James Imaging Systems for their document imaging technology. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
Well, I think that boils back down to the service. We have a good partnership with James Imaging.
With James, you get more than a vendor relationship. You get a local business technology partner.
Oh, absolutely. I can pick up the phone at any time, contact our representative, and he's right on it.
James Imaging Systems, business technology and local support for more productivity, more value.
Definitely. We're a nonprofit here. We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I feel like we've been missing out. Like, this has been the best emergence of a social media personality in a long time.
Who is this?
Giannis. Oh. Like, not only did he subtweet Shams today by saying he misses Woj, who is no longer the NBA insider for ESPN, but just like, I don't know, it's good to, like, I like hearing from him. There was just a stat thing, most points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game in the NBA Finals. Giannis at 53.3. was at the top. And he just goes, let's get back there. I don't know. Like, he normally just disappears into the void and shows up and goes to work and puts some results out there. Like, I love seeing a little bit of his personality, even if it's me trying to dissect what his tone is, because it's hard to read tone in life.
Well, it's one of the reasons why he's so lovable, because I remember the rare times when he would do like a Instagram live or whatever, and he's making jokes, kind of off-color jokes with his like wife there, and it's just like, it's funny.
That's true, like, but it was like so rare.
It's rare. It feels like a sense of relatability to him. He's down to earth. It's just one of the reasons that makes him so lovable. So when he goes out there and does this stuff, yes, especially now, it makes me do a deep dive into what does this mean, Giannis? But I love when he shows his personality, because we all know him as a fierce alpha competitor. But there's a side of him that's goofy and fun, which I'd love to see.
Yeah, I like the goofy side. This is all fun and all that. But Giannis, can you send me out a little fun tweet about how much you love the Milwaukee Bucks? A little fun tweet about how you can't wait to get back to the city of Milwaukee? A little fun tweet about, the NBA Finals are happening right now. I can't wait to lead the Milwaukee Bucks again next year. I just need a little affirmation. Like, I feel good. Reports are out that Giannis is probably staying put. And I just need, a little more affirmation that you still love Milwaukee. You still want to be nowhere but Milwaukee.
So you're being very, very desperate right now.
I'm not being desperate. I just want to feel loved. That's not desperation. No, we all want to feel love.
But he said so much good things about the city.
He's given you no reason to be worried.
But he hears all the noise, and the way he's reacting to the noise isn't that
he's doing the thing where he's like. But you hear the noise, and he's reacting to the noise, has me thinking about how he's reacting to the noise. I think you're going too far.
No, I'm not going too far, because he said, don't we miss Woj? Don't we miss Woj? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Boom, that's great. Like, we do realize this will all stop with him just simply saying, I'm not going anywhere. What are we talking? Why are we keep talking about this?
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
He subtweeted, right? Subtweet? He subtweeted something about a report that was made up. You can stop all these subtweets and all these, not subtweets. You can stop all the people saying things about you by simply saying, yeah, I don't understand the nonsense. So maybe that will happen soon enough, though.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. He does have a lot of power in what he could say on social media. And if he wanted this all to end, recommit to the city of Milwaukee, he could do that right now. I wonder why he's not. I guess it could be legitimacy to the fact that maybe he doesn't even know yet. Or he just likes being in the middle of the drama and like stirring up the pot.
But he doesn't seem like a drama guy.
That's the hard thing I'm trying to figure out. Is all the reports make me feel very confident in the fact that Giannis will be, when I say reports, it's really just the lack of actual reporting is what the reports are. And until Giannis actually is saying something of value to make this all change and go a different direction, there's no reason to feel angst other than just wishing that there was a yes, I'm back post, or on Thanalis' show, it's official, boys, I'm back. Like it's gonna take one of those. But for right now, everyone should feel great about how he's responded to everything that's been put out about him.
Yeah, sure. We should feel great. It still isn't reassuring.
Yeah, I'm not sure he owes the fans or the city that. I think he can just go live his life, and I don't think he owes us he's under contract. So until, yes, he's in control and he can do whatever he wants to do, and at any moment he could say, okay, trade me. But until he says that, should the expectation be, well, he's a Milwaukee Buck?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a nice way to look at it, but that's just not the way a lot of things operate a lot of times in sports now with these guys, especially in the NBA. Like, they may seem good, and then out of nowhere they're getting traded. When Damian Lillard got traded to Milwaukee Bucks, it wasn't a surefire thing Damian was going to end up leaving. There was rumors. There's definitely rumors, but I don't think Dame ever came out and said, I want to be moved. I mean, a matter of fact, I think he showed up to practice for the or off-season workout with Portland right before he ended up getting traded, if my memory serves me right. So
that is a good point. Nothing quite drops like NBA transactions. It's a different league. Different league.
Jason and Sheboygan, you're on the Carbless Talking text line.
Hey, guys. So with the whole Giannis staying in Milwaukee, I think he's playing it safe, right? So he's playing the PR game where he's saying he doesn't want to leave. He wants to win another championship there. He's not going to force a trade. Just in case the Bucks do something, it won't point towards him forcing his way out, and he'll have a good PR status at that point with the fans and the organization. It would almost be like a Luka thing where in the middle of the night something happens and now ownership is being pointed at rather than him.
That is a very good point in general about the way this is all transpired for Giannis. I mean, every Buck fan right now is Team Giannis. If the front office were to do something, no one would look at Giannis. They would look at the organization and say, "All right, you guys really did this? You traded you just did this to John Starks that one? This dude just did this? They traded Giannis without him knowing? They can't afford to do that. The Bucks literally they can't afford to do that. They can't afford. He is the key to all of the development that has been built around the Deer District. They can't do that. That makes me even more confident that the two are going to find a way to come together.
But Giannis really isn't a win-win situation because almost everybody I've talked to, first of all, almost universally, Bucks fans, including, I think, our show, want him back on the Milwaukee Bucks. But so he can come back and be the loyal Giannis. That's a win for Giannis. Or if he does request a trade, I think 95%.
He won't.
But even if he did, I think 95% of fans would say I get it. I understand.
No, not when he's saying all this stuff right now. I think it would change if you're saying if Giannis requested a trade.
If Giannis
I don't think it would be received as well based off how he's been refuting statements now about others.
But he's not outright refuting hey, I love Milwaukee. It wouldn't be completely 180 like that. I think everyone would understand. How often have we heard the Bucks have very little route to a championship, even with Giannis? So how could we blame him for wanting to go find that another ring?
Yeah, I just don't think he would go out of his way to refute reports about him taking his time in July and August if it meant that he was going to be the one to request a trade.
That's fair.
Well, then he's staying put.
That's where I keep going.
All right, well then we can wash our hands of this.
I'm trying to get rid of the angst around here.
I'm trying to figure out. John Horst needs to come out and say something. When I say come out and say something, the NBA draft's coming up. Do a press conference talking about that. Take questions and maybe plant a question on Eric Name to ask about the status of Giannis. Eric Name athletic, but yeah, make it happen.
In 2 minutes, another superstar, Matthew Golden. I'm just kidding. Jordan Love talked about Matthew Golden. And Strofe, you wrote something interesting about this. You, in our pre-show little email you put together, you're excited about Matthew Golden, but we might be excited about something else we heard from Jordan Love. In 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. A big focus in America today is your health. And you can't be fully healthy if you are not physically mobile to do the things you want to do. If you're someone that keeps on experiencing that joint pain, then you need to visit QC Kinetics. When I go to QC Kinetics' Greenfield location, I am amazed at everything that they have to give you your life back and finally fix that pain that you're experiencing. Everything they do is top of the line. From the free consultation where you can get an ultrasound of your joints and see what is nagging you in real time, to the effective and long-lasting treatments of PRP and stem cells that they offer to give you long-lasting pain relief. Be one of the tens of thousands of other patients who now have a pain-free life because of the treatments they received at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
How do we add more push-ups into the show organically for Alex Stroh and myself?
What about squats?
Ooh, body weight.
Wall sits?
Wall sits. Those will make you quiver.
Quiver?
Yeah,
your legs will. His chicken legs will start shaking fast.
A wall squat before?
No, I have. It's just been a long time.
He did it for 10
quads
seconds.
are going to start to.
Yeah. Been since high school in
I
gym
can probably
class.
do it the rest of the segment, right?
No.
Go ahead. Try it.
Real talk. How long do you think you can go?
Let's find out.
How long do you think?
Yeah, I want you.
No. I want you to put a number out there because you're very confident.
Just tell me when you're starting. Yell when you're starting.
Because you said a whole
Because I got the clock right in front of me.
5 minutes?
Oh, 5 minutes. That's it.
Okay, what you got to do, your time starts after you play Jordan Love on Matthew Golden. All right?
This kid is insane.
I've got maybe 2 minutes.
I got
Max.
him, minute 30, but you got to make sure he's like at least 90 degrees.
Hands out?
No hands out.
Oh, that's too much for him.
Yeah.
But not resting on your legs.
Ooh.
Arms dangling.
Ooh. He's going to die.
He's not playing the audio because he's trying to, you got it? Okay, yeah, we're waiting on you. All right, wall squat for Alex Stroh, as long as he can go, 90-degree vertical, cannot rest your arms on your legs. Here's Jordan Love on Matthew Golden.
Yeah, he's been looking good. I think from the get-go, from day one when he's got here, he showcased kind of just the kind of versatility he has, running routes, the speed he has, and his ability to catch. And I think for him, every day he's been getting better at just understanding what he needs to do. You can tell the first couple of days, there might be a couple routes here and there where he might just be thinking a little bit too much out there and not just going out there and playing fast, which is, it's expected for someone who just got here, is learning the whole offense and everything. So I think the faster he can pick up everything, which I think he's been doing a great job of understanding where he needs to be, and just knowing that. But obviously, the more install, the more offense we put in, it gets harder. So the more he can stay locked in with all that, I think he's definitely going to be a playmaker for us, and excited to see kind of just how far he can go.
That was Jordan Love on Matthew Golden. And Alex Stroh is currently doing a wall squat right now. But, Kyle, something stood out to you when listening to Jordan Love, and it not necessarily was about Matthew Golden.
Yeah, it wasn't so much about Matthew Golden. It had to do with the way that he was approaching that answer. Like, that way he was speaking with conviction and confidence. He just sounded like he is now the leader of this football team and that he has a veteran presence. Just the tone that he has, the swagger that he's moving with. Now I feel like this is a Jordan Love that is moving with confidence, moving that this is my team, this is my offense. Everything has officially slowed down for me, and now I'm the savvy old vet that can bring Matthew Golden around and come tell him, hey, come here, I need you to run the route this way. Somebody that may during the regular season, if Matthew Golden runs the wrong route or Savion Williams runs the wrong route, he says, hey, I said do it that way, and he's okay with doing that. He doesn't have to be so nice.
I'm so distracted by Stroh doing the wall sit.
Is he actually at 90 degrees?
Is he still at 90, Kyle?
I'll give him that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him 90 degrees.
He's great. He's at a minute 45. He's doing pretty good. I guess we didn't consider that he's so light, that he doesn't have a lot of weight to hold up. Jordan Love, when I hear that sounds like a convicted leader of conviction, maybe a better way to put it, who's been around the block. Sounds like a veteran quarterback who has a high standard for his receivers and for the offense. I mean, he basically didn't sugarcoat it. He provided some compliments, but then said, look, it's going to speed up. It's going to get more complicated. This is where I need you to be.
He's done.
He's done?
He
collapsed all the way down. I see only the top of his head now. Was that 215? 215.
215. All right, tomorrow you got to beat
Salvatore scored a run while I was doing that.
You got to beat 230 tomorrow. What do you mean?
You don't.
I was shaking.
Wait. He was quivering.
Quivering.
My legs started doing Jello stuff. That was crazy.
At what point were you like, oh, wow, this is different?
About 1:40.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know how much left I got in the tank.
So 5 minutes, huh?
I guess I didn't realize how hard it was.
Okay, he'll say the same thing when it comes to taking those jump shots.
No.
He won't let the jump shots go. So, Strofe, you heard from Kyle. Brad could barely speak because he was too busy wondering how you're doing with the wall squats. Kyle's hearing conviction out of Jordan Love. I hear that too.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
You heard something different than we did.
So Jordan Love, as we've learned since he's been the starting quarterback, he's a guy that doesn't say a ton, right? Like, I don't want to call him boring. I think he's really intelligent. I think he's intentional about the things he says. And
that man was just staring at me. Did you see that? That was wild.
How long was he staring for?
He had a long beard.
He looks like a mountain man.
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah, like Duck Dynasty type of guy.
Yes.
Good-looking fella. Anyway, he's a guy that doesn't say a ton, right? So you guys use the word conviction. I always sense confidence and poise, right? I think those are good words we would use for Love, right? When you listen to him speak.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. He feels and sounds different.
It does.
He does. Sounds in control.
But it's swag to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I heard, though.
No, you got to re-listen.
Play it again.
Because I don't know. I don't know if I was expecting him to rant and rave. And
You
like he was giving.
You wanted him to do that. You wanted him to say really, really great things about Matthew Golden.
Probably.
That's what you were listening for. I want you to listen to Jordan Love as the leader, right? Like, I think that's more important than him just blowing smoke up Strofe's butt because you want him to say nice things about Matthew Golden, because we need Matthew Golden. I get that. But I think more importantly, he just feels like a guy who's in control of what this team needs as the quarterback.
Yeah, he's been looking good. I think from the get-go, from day one when he's got here, he showcased kind of just the kind of versatility he has, running routes, the speed he has, and his ability to catch. And I think for him, every day he's been getting better at just understanding what he needs to do. You can tell the first couple of days, there might be a couple routes here and there where he might just be thinking a little bit too much out there and not just going out there and playing fast, which is, it's expected for someone who just got here, is learning the whole offense and everything. So I think the faster he can pick up everything, which I think he's been doing a great job of understanding where he needs to be, and just knowing that. But obviously, the more install, the more offense we put in, it gets harder. So the more he can stay locked in with all that, I think he's definitely going to be a playmaker for us, and excited to see kind of just how far he can go.
Okay, when you listen to it with the leadership lens,
he's like directing traffic. He's like understanding what his guy needs to do.
The install is tough. As long as he stays locked in, he can be a really nice piece for us.
To keep building on this.
Oh God, this offense is going to average 47 points a game.
Okay, nice jump there. But this is what I a little Rodgers-esque. But this is a difference here. This is what I'm seeing is that when he looked at Christian Watson and when he looked at Romeo Doubs, and I would even say Jaden Reed, right? He looked at those people as his peers and his equal. I think in this situation, this is the first time he feels like big bro. Because when you big bro, you talk to people differently. Like, even with us, like, we talk to each other one way, but then when we talk to Strofe, the young 20-year-old, the young Gen Z, we talk to him a little bit like, hey, come on now, young fella, we gonna bring you up. And so I think in this sense, when it comes
I think you got it twisted. I talk to you like that.
Okay, Strofe. When it comes to Matthew Golden, it comes with Jordan Love, I think there's just a sense of different tone of leadership in the approach, the way he looks at Matthew Golden, because he looks like he's bringing Matthew Golden along versus them coming together. I've been here. I've done this. I'm going to lead the way for you. That's the way that I feel, the way he responded to that. And I hope that's the mentality he takes, not just with Matthew Golden, but every single individual in that locker room, because at the end of the day, it does not matter how long Elton Jenkins has been in the NFL, Aaron Banks, anybody else. Jordan Love, you are the leader of this football team. You need to speak like it at all times.
It's not quite apples to apples. And for the lack of, of saying, Kyle, I think you're onto something. The biggest leadership step.
Holy cow, I'm a tool.
Wow.
Wrong one. We just got schooled by the producer.
Oh, wow. Speaking about being in control, the biggest leadership step, Cam was never like the biggest leader in the room, but the biggest leadership step he did take was when I think the front office recognized that Cam can't be a leader as long as Steve Smith is there. Steve was too big. He's too grandfathered in, and Cam doesn't feel like he can be the alpha as long as Steve's there. And there's probably some truth to that. So by removing Steve, Cam could sort of enter into that empty space of now, like, he is a new top dog. And I feel like Jordan Love is experiencing that. First year, he had to go prove himself. Second year, he was injured, contract. He's sort of the same age as everybody. But now, before you know it, you blink your eyes, and he's one of the elder statesmen. And
he has to perform.
And he has to perform. And you can hear it in his voice.
And that's what I just love about it, right? Because he understands that he is now the person. Before, he always motivated this football team. But we asked, who's the leader of this offense? Who's the leader of this offense? And a lot of us said, well, it may be Josh Jacobs. From what I'm seeing, and we talked about this a couple weeks back when we heard Jordan Love talk. From what I'm feeling, right, and I could be wrong, but the vibes that I get, the tone that I feel, I just feel somebody who is ready to motivate, ready to excel, and ready to be the man that leads this ship. I feel very confident about the maturity of Jordan Love and what this season is going to bring as him as a leader. Because what we know about this Green Bay Packers team is they need more leaders. They need more people who can be alpha males, alpha dogs, because that's something that's missing outside of Josh Jacobs. Tucker Kraft tried to do it a little bit, but I think if Jordan Love is that dog and that alpha male and that guy that gets the guys motivated and rallies the troops, I feel good about where this offense is going to go.
You know, it's been a while since I feel like I guess was here? I was here. I just remember it, which means it was probably bad. 800-990-3776. Coming up next is everyone's favorite segment to be mad or happy.
Last week was everyone should wear the same colors.
It was awful.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Coming off an iconic
Hey,
week,
Bucks,
though.
become the Pacers.
Yes, everyone in the state of Wisconsin, Bucks, Packers, and Brewers should wear navy and yellow.
Listen, this one, bona fide good idea. NFL, you better be listening. Roger Goodell, listen up.
Hear Brad out. 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. Be ready for this one next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Pull my baby out the goal. Y'all, get him out. Ain't no way in the world my baby going to get hit that many times with a puck.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've got delays 43 northbound to start things off from Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keefe. Southbound slowing down just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Silver Spring. And then you're back on the brakes right through the Marquette. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And then on northbound 41, backing up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up towards Hampton. Southbound from Appleton Avenue to Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. A chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible, partly sunny with a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. It's baseball season. Don't let a leaky roof strike you out. Hit a home run with Avondale Roofing, Wisconsin's top choice for quality and protection. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
White with a cardinal cap, all flavors, but it just depends on when and where I'm at. Don't get me wrong, man. Murphy Lee ain't dumb, man.
The Nelly theme continues here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Might be leading to something. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Norwood with Strophe running the show. KBN Nation, as always, at 800-990-3776. Time now to see if you like this week's Hear Brad Out.
They say punters are people, too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people, too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad Out.
All right, guys.
I'm going to be waiting for Roger Goodell to send me my residual checks from this idea, because this one's a bona fide banger. Guys, OTA's minicamp, they're not that exciting, right? You're watching guys basically take on trash cans out there and doing individual drills. We need a little bit more. We're hungry for football, and I got just the idea. Let me pitch you guys on the NFL Under 25 game, also known as the Rising Star Showcase. Here's what I envision. To play in this, you got to be under 25.
Oh, really?
Under 25, like the name says, or 3 or less years of experience. And coaches can allow up to 5 healthy guys that fall into that category that they don't have to play, right? If you're already a bona fide stud, protect them, keep them healthy. Here's what I envision. So those younger players who don't get a lot of playing time, who we're eager to see, could be rookies. It could be guys who we're waiting to take the next step. We get to see
Lucas Van Ness.
And Lucas Van Ness in an actual game-like situation, and there's going to be reward at the back end with it. So hang on. So veterans, they're not even a part of this. They get to watch, they get to enjoy themselves, but it's this young group that gets to get after it. Here's what I envision. Rosters get to be at 100. Just to make sure you can have enough guys for this, rosters are at 100. They're currently at 90. So you can get enough young guys to actually play this game. After this, though, those 10, you get cut. So 90 going into training camp. So that would stay the same.
I got to call a quick timeout. When is this game?
It would be this week. It'd be instead of mini camps. So get rid of mini camps. I should have said that from the start. Get rid of mini camps. You have a couple weeks of OTAs to get them going, but we get to play a real, actual football game with these rising stars of the NFL. One game, 10-minute quarters, so it's done in like 2 hours, no big deal, and you get to see all these young studs, the sneak peek of the future of the NFL, who you may not know, and I think guys would be so eager to watch it. Us football fans would be so eager to watch these young guys that you'd do this, and here's who you'd play. You'd play the opposing conference similar record. Packers were 11-6. They'd play the Chargers 11-6. That's who your competition would be.
Oh, it's teams, not all-stars.
No. Packers would play.
You don't have enough guys on the roster.
That's why you have 100. You get to 100.
He added more players.
There are more guys in 3 years or less or under 25 than you think on any given team, especially after the draft and especially if you add it to 100. Here's the guys that you would see in the Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about who you'd keep out. You'd keep out Tucker Kraft.
You keep out Evan Williams, Carrington Valentine, and Javon Bullard. Those are the guys you're like, we don't want those guys getting hurt. But here are the guys who would play. This would pique my interest. I know I'd watch.
Bo Melton corner.
Bo Melton would be on the list at corner. Matthew Golden, Jordan Morgan.
Why are we risking his health?
A first-round pick's not playing.
But he's never played.
A first-round pick's not playing in this.
No, you got to play the first-round pick. That's what makes it interesting.
Does it count towards the record for the season?
I'll get there.
Better get there fast.
You'd see Matthew Golden, Jordan Morgan. Who doesn't want to see Jordan Morgan out there? How about 99 Will Shine, Barron Sorrell, Luke Musgrave, Edgerrin Cooper. I want to see a little bit more Edgerrin Cooper. Marshawn
I ain't
Lloyd.
risking Edgerrin Cooper out there.
Got to see what it's worth. Maybe there might be something that is worth it from Brad's perspective.
Marshawn Lloyd, Tyron Hopper, LVN, Savion Williams, Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, some of the stars for the Green Bay Packers in the Rising Star Showcase. Now, you play the game, you'd sell the television rights, everyone's excited. Here's what you get. Winning team, all the players get a $100,000 bonus. MVP of the game, $200,000.
Dude, what? That's more than they get in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're trying to make this interesting.
The $100,000 has nothing that does nothing for us.
Winning team, third round compensatory pick next year's draft.
So it's a tournament?
It's a one game.
So wait a minute. You said so there's going to be 16 compensatory third round picks?
Yes. There's all they give away compensatory picks like crazy.
GMs are going to throw a fit about the fact that you have
go win the game.
16 new third round picks.
Then go win the game.
Right, this is an awful idea.
No, this is a great idea. You want this more than you want minicamp, don't you?
This doesn't get you ready for minicamp. This is one game.
Yeah, you do the OTAs.
What does this have to do with install and all that? And who's going to play quarterback?
Find a guy. Who would be the Packers
quarterback? Find a guy. This is supposed to be the rising stars.
Yo, this sucks.
Who would be the Packers quarterback? Let's see.
The Canadian guy.
The Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Yeah, the Canadian guy.
That'd be so entertaining.
We can't wait to watch the Canadian guy.
Imagine Jordan Love in this the last 2 years, though.
Yeah, but
they wouldn't.
First year.
They wouldn't risk it.
The last 2 years.
Well, for a third round compensatory, let's risk the first round pick.
5 guys that are exempt from this. That's plenty.
On the Cardinals text line.
This is bad.
Dumb. They aren't willing to get players hurt. Why take a chance on a player getting hurt? I came with low expectations and somehow it went lower.
The Rising Star Showcase.
It's not Rising Stars.
We already have this.
But they're Rising
It's called
Stars.
Preseason.
This isn't preseason. This is different than preseason.
It feels a hell of a lot similar.
You get actual reward for it. You get that third round compensatory
Is he still talking? Unfortunately, yes, Ryan and McGuanago.
And we are eager to see these young guys play.
I'm not going to lie. This might be the worst ever. And, I'm not being hyperbolic.
It's not the worst ever.
Dude, Universal Menu is better than this.
Still so
no, this is no, Brett. This isn't
the handshakes. The handshakes is the all-time worst.
Universal handshakes wasn't bad.
You know why it's not bad? Because today I went into somebody and I saw him and I wanted to do a fist pound because I just didn't feel like touching anybody's hand. And I did the fist and his hand was open and he refused to give me the fist pound.
How long were you in the standoff?
And I'm the rude one if I turn down a handshake.
Oh, by the way,
I shook his hand.
This happened to me today. One of our teammates, I was sitting down, was like, hey, I heard you had a good meeting or whatever. And he came over. I had my fist in the air, and he came over with his hand up, and I just did not budge, and he turkeyed me.
This would all be fixed with a universal handshake.
That was probably awkward, wasn't it?
I don't care about awkward.
He was like, huh.
He probably was like, why didn't that a-hole open it?
Yeah, I didn't.
Your Brad outs are either brilliant when you hear them or before their time. That's the thing. You guys didn't realize you needed universal
lasagna in Milwaukee.
You heard it.
Second worst ever. Can Lexi pick the next one?
Oh, only Brad gets here. Brad out. This ain't here. Lexi out.
Bro, this wasn't.
Nick chimes in on YouTube. Let's have the game in Hawaii and call it the Pro Bowl.
You're telling me you don't want to see these young guys go out there and compete.
Again,
as opposed to minicamp.
I can wait.
One thing I do appreciate about Brad is he'll keep fighting. But this one, you just got to take the L.
He doesn't give up, that's for sure.
Nobody has said yes to this. Typically, there might be one or two stragglers. Kyle, myself, Strofe, KBN Nation, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles all think this sucks.
But you would rather have the current format than see these young guys go out there.
Honestly,
and show who they
He just doesn't.
Does anybody like this idea?
Brad, what would make this more
I
juicy?
have so much conviction.
Oh,
in this
wait.
idea.
Lexi's going to chime in on YouTube soon.
Right. What would make this more juicy is if you took the all-stars, young all-stars, like young up-and-coming players from different rosters. If you really want to make it juicy, who are maybe going into their 4th year of their contract potentially, and they have like a free agency game where each team gets a chance to maybe bid in for an opportunity to snag somebody else from another team that's somebody under 4 years.
But this
like a Rule 5 draft played out.
This serves multiple purposes. It's evaluatory, where you can still evaluate your guys. Fans would enjoy it because you get to experience.
So wait a minute. They don't get to evaluate.
Stop asking him questions,
Brad,
Kyle.
This is a bad idea because teams already have a science down on how they evaluate guys and how they
on trash cans when they do individual drills.
Yeah, you can
they put them in a game.
But eventually they're going to put pads on too. But you can have 100 people, 90 people on your roster going into training camp, can't you?
But it's so log jammed.
How many can you have?
90 guys.
Yeah, he was.
That's the you're just done.
Dang, Brad.
Rising Star Showcase.
In the Rising Star, why not do it after the season during like the Pro Bowl maybe?
Because these guys are just entering the league and they're evaluating to make the roster in the upcoming season. You're telling me you wouldn't watch this? You'd watch this. You'd watch this.
I mean, I don't know if maybe it's like the UFL. Maybe
you probably couldn't even give away tickets for that, but I know you can give away tickets for something like Made 'em Believe coming June 26th. Two pairs right now. June 26th at the Orpheum at 7 p.m. A 2015 reunion of the Final Four team in Madison. What'd I do?
Two pairs. What is a pair? 2 pairs of...
2 pairs of 2?
Nope.
I'm giving away 2 pairs of giveaway.
Just 2 pairs.
So I'm giving away 2 pairs.
Yeah, not 2 pairs of 2.
Or 2 pairs. Do you have two pairs of socks in your drawer?
I'm giving away 2 pairs of tickets.
Hey! So 2 different winners, right?
To Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum. Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, Bo Ryan. I'll be there myself. I was on the golf course at my bachelor party. I got a nice video that somebody recorded as a little amazing. Just amazing. Cannot wait to add this into the show plan. You're going to love it. To relive all the stories. Bo Ryan being there. Frank Kaminsky, National Player of the Year. 2 free pairs of tickets right now. Caller 5 and caller 7. 800-990-3776. June 26th at 7 p.m. at the Orpheum. 800-990-3776. That is what you will win. 2 pairs of tickets to the Made 'em Believe event at the Orpheum in Madison, June 26th. 800-990-3776. 2 pairs. Got it right this time. More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
800-990-3776. Say that again. What a radio pro.
He's so...
Say that again. Nobody said a word.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we've got a crash on 894 westbound, just past 60th Street. The right shoulder is blocked with this, so watch out for the delays coming in from before Loomis to that point. We've got southbound 43 backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. Then from North Avenue down through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound's backed up from about Fond du Lac Avenue up towards Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible, partly sunny with a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors. Dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
The deals are heating up at the Summer Savings Event all summer long at Cunis. Get the hottest savings of the year at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have sizzling new vehicle specials on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Or with one of our 10 pre-owned super specials, you'll be swimming in a pool of savings. Plus, keep your vehicle refreshed with our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Get outside and enjoy the Summer Savings Event at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh, and if you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. There's always a project that needs attention, and sometimes the big ones, like replacing old windows, get pushed to the bottom of the list. But I'm telling you, this is the time to finally check that box with Universal Windows Direct. They're running their home improvement season sale, and the offer is just too good to pass up. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde, and Father's Day is Sunday, June 15th. Get Dad something he can really enjoy. Kringle from Racine Danish Kringles. Order at Kringle.com and send Dad his favorite flavor, like their bourbon pecan. That's my favorite. To complete the gift, you can add a bag of gourmet coffee to your order, and you will be Dad's favorite child. Go to Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH and have it shipped right to Dad. Kringle.com or 800-4DANISH. Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm not the same thing over and over again. Oh, but I think she's leaving.
The trend continues. Nelly it is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Tim McGraw, right?
You got it.
Is Tim McGraw still alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Ken Chesney?
Yes.
Very much
Who
alive.
died?
Are you thinking about
Toby Keith?
Toby
Keith.
R.I.P.
Yeah, first concert I ever attended. Fun fact.
Used to be together, then she left me.
I don't know what he's singing, but we're on Nelly right now today on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Nelly, very underrated.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, really?
Potentially.
Wait, who am I on the same page on right now?
We can't tell you. Keep him.
I was just in a Nelly mood.
I know. Just no. Oh, you're full of crap. You actually got me on my own bit.
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh, hate that.
That's showbiz, baby.
That's football.
That's football. Ben Brust, Kyle Walsh, Brad Nortman, a heady Alex Strofe running the show. 800-990-ESPN is the carbless talk and text line. List is more. You know what's football? Luke Fickle going back to the old ways of the Wisconsin Badgers. So he says. This was Luke Fickle on The Jim Rome Show.
another great thing. It was something that we really had to kind of do here. And for a lot of different reasons, we need to be about the offensive line. We need to be about having balance, throwing and running. I didn't say we need to be the old school Wisconsin, but we needed to get back in the ways to physicality of making sure the guys up front. And it doesn't mean that being in an air raid system, you can't do that, but the nature of what it is that you do, I think the air raid systems or some of those spread systems that are all predicated on the quarterback, I would tell you that it's really, really difficult in those systems to outperform average quarterback play. And I want to be in a system that we would call more like an NFL system, where obviously the quarterback is still the most important thing in what you do, especially offensively.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I can listen to him all day long talk about what the plan is.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know. I didn't really feel like I'm like, oh yeah. Like this is great. After 2 years of trying something, I was realizing that like I need to flip everything that I've been doing, and that's gonna make everyone happy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a step. My concern is, has Luke Fickle dug himself too deep of a hole? It's taken him 2 years to come to the realization that the way that he wanted to remake Wisconsin football just does not work.
I also just like when I'm listening to him, he's like he's just saying all of the right things he needs to say.
He'll be backed up.
Like he knows he needs to say we need to have a better offensive line. We need balance. Like he's not an idiot. He knows how the Badgers in the past won football games. I just don't know if I believe in him to be able to fix it. I don't know if he can take what was something that went so south and, as you mentioned, this deep hole that he's dug himself in, get out of that hole in this next year and head towards a direction this next year against tough teams where I'm like, how are they going to play physical and have balance and give me faith?
Well, he's got to start digging out quickly, too, because just as quickly as that hole was dug, he's got to start climbing out like the Dark Knight Rises, get out of that hole, because it is going to be hard. That's right. I knew you'd get that movie quote. It is going to be a Herculean task to do that this year, and the patience has run out. It is about pressure right now for Luke Fickle and this team, and he's saying all the right words. And until this moment, I feel like he has done nothing but drifted away from the core DNA of what Wisconsin football is. Now, saying all these right things of O-line, and he wouldn't go as far as saying old school Wisconsin, but physicality and balance, that sounds like the Wisconsin Badger program that can have success. But will he actually do it is hard to see. And until we see it on the field, Ben and Kyle, it's just words. And one more thing before we dive in, before I want to hear Kyle. ESPN.com did what they call a future power ranking. So it's power rankings in 2025 and looking ahead to 2026. So they think coaching staff and quarterback and O-line.
We got to go into, you're making us do 2 years? I'm not looking forward to next year.
They combine them.
I get that. I don't want to combine them.
So
yeah, that's not good. That's not going to be a good thing.
Out of 68 Power 4 teams that they ranked, where do you think the Wisconsin Badgers ranked? Again, future, like 2025. 68.
Low 30s. I'm going to go 38.
38?
I think that's where they were for 1 year.
38.
And there's 68 of them, so 34 is half of them. Yeah, I would say about 35 is right 35? There. Yeah, 38 is really good. Strong.
Ben?
37.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm going to go 41.
No way.
41. 54.
Oh, no.
54.
Wait, and what is this article? Give more context.
This is ESPN.com, the very front page of the college football tab on ESPN.com. They basically take all these things that they say, this will lead to current and future success over 25 years.
What are those measurables?
In 2026. Returning quarterback, likelihood of that quarterback being good and a multi-year quarterback, offensive and defensive line outlook, general roster management, star power, and coaching staff. They take all that into consideration for 2025 and 2026, and they power rank. The Badgers were 54th. They were only ahead of Purdue, Maryland, and Northwestern in the Big Ten. That means that the ones above them, UCLA, Rutgers, Minnesota, Michigan State, all above them. So
we're below Minnesota?
Minnesota's 40. We're 54.
They have an identity, believe it or not, as much as you may be annoyed by them.
So as much as I like what I hear from Luke Fickle, my concern is the hole has been dug too deep. I am concerned it's cascaded too far, and there is legitimately no time to waste to turn this around. No time to waste.
The bigger question I have is, and like it kind of sucks because there's no like really getting out of this quick. If it's not him, you need that next person to be way. I don't want to say different because he was way different than what they've done, but he was someone when they first hired Fickle. Why I was excited is because he was a nose tackle, he was a wrestler. I thought they were going to be physical, right? I thought he was going to merge that. Now if he's not able to, I'm trying to think like what can the Badgers do? Do they need to just go like homegrown again and like we build this up, we try and bring Leopold, we attack the high schools, we go big on the offensive line again, make it pro style. Like I know they're trying to do that now, but like get someone who actually wants to do it, not someone who's trying to transition to trying to do it to save his job.
Yeah, this is just sad to see this program.
That was just a struggle of a bus of a sentence because I don't even know how to get back to something when you're, like you said, became so far away from what you were.
You've drifted so far away. The DNA has changed. The optimism's changed. And this is Wisconsin football. It does have a historic identity, so it's not too late. But he's clearly saying the air raid was a success, or was a failure, and I'm concerned about where it's going now. I just don't know if it's too late, Kyle.
Can I ask, is there any lever or string that he pulled since he became the head coach that actually worked? This team hasn't improved anywhere. The defense got worse. The offense got worse. You lost your identity. This football program right now is in shambles, and it doesn't look anything like we remember. And though it was time probably for Paul Chryst to go, the Wisconsin Badgers weren't far off. It's just the Wisconsin Badgers need to figure out the landscape of college football was changing when it came to NIL. So what we were tricked in thinking, we were thinking that the Wisconsin Badger offense Paul Chryst was running was stagnant. You had to do something. No. It's not, because I saw the Michigan Wolverines win a championship running a very similar type of offense. And so what it comes down to is you need more talent. And with the Wisconsin Badger football team, all they needed was some better talent. But they ended up changing coaches that changed the whole fabric of what the football organization was. And now this program is in absolute shambles. Offense has no identity. You're trying to chase what you used to have, and the defense sucks. The defense,
you can't chase what you used to have when you don't have anything near what you used to have.
I mean, we at this very time, this is a coach, and I said this months ago, he has no idea where he wants to go. Like he doesn't know how to get there. I think it was after they lost in a bowl, or not in a bowl, when they didn't get a bowl game, he just didn't know what the future held. He didn't know how he was going to lead this football team, what direction they were going to go in. And so at this very moment in time, the Wisconsin Badger football program is probably never going to win under Luke Fickle. Like what you need to do is you probably need to let Luke Fickle go after this season, because they're going to be bad this season. And then you need to swallow your money, I guess, and eat that big contract that you got owed money.
That you need to use to get players.
You need to use to get players, but then hire somebody else, because what happens is one thing change brings in sports, especially when you're losing, is it brings a heightened sense of, maybe something good may happen. And that might get donors to start giving money. Yeah, hope. And so we saw it with Indiana, and so now maybe Wisconsin Badgers. Luke Fickle, unfortunately, he pulled all the wrong levers, and he's the one that's going to have to pay and need to bring in somebody else who can rejuvenate this fan base, but more importantly, rejuvenate folks who can give money and let people know that, hey, Luke Fickle didn't get it right. I'm going to get it right. I just need money to get the players and watch things change. But as of right now, the defense sucks. The offense has no identity. It's just a bad football program now. And it falls on Luke Fickle's shoulders, and honestly, Chris McIntosh for hiring Luke Fickle and hiring the vision Luke Fickle had. Luke Fickle laid out a vision, and that vision was changing to that air raid offense, changing the defense. Granted, Jim Leonard, at the moment in time, I'm not going to act like I wanted Jim Leonard more than I wanted Luke Fickle. I was fine with Luke Fickle. I wanted Jim Leonard, but Luke Fickle got hired. I thought it was a home run hit. But at hindsight's 2020. You probably would have been better off keeping Jim Leonard and finding some folks who can probably invest in NIL and going from there. But it's been a failure right now so far with him.
You good?
Hearing that the folks who watch college football a lot and know more than I know about college football think that Wisconsin Badgers football program is in the bottom tier of college football for the next 2 years.
It sits really funny.
Yeah, no, that's we thought not making it to a bowl game was awful after a 23-year streak.
But to be the team that everyone's going to laugh at when they come to your place to play.
Dude, they're literally, you know how we go look at the schedule and say, oh, win. Programs are looking at Wisconsin and saying, oh, that's a win.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Like that usually, that's Wisconsin, that's going to be a good game. We could probably, like Ohio State, they know, Wisconsin's going to be a tough game. We could probably beat them. It's going to be a tough game. No, it's just a dub. We're just a dub now. And not the dub we want to be.
Just on the helmet.
Ouch.
No hope to have a good time at Road America. You're going to have a good time at Road America, especially at the IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix, June 19th through the 22nd. One of my favorite weekends up in Elkhart Lake. You always can have a great time at the concession stands with their food. That it's like you're at the state fair. It's amazing. You also have kids 16 and under getting in free. Affordable family fun. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You can bring your own food. You can bring your own booze. You can also just go enjoy everything that they have. You can do corporate events, go-karting, you name it, they have it at Road America. Go to roadamerica.com to get your tickets. That's roadamerica.com. IndyCar is going to be amazing. Get your tickets, roadamerica.com. That made me really sad. What, do you got more to add if you do say it, Brad?
Yeah, just real quickly.
No, just save it. Save it. We'll be sad together. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Do you think?
Nope.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Packers and Jair Alexander are no more.
Is this going to be the case where we're going to look back and say, man, did Green Bay really screw up by cutting Jair Alexander?
You don't release a guy like Jair unless you feel comfortable at that position. Now, are they good enough is a whole different debate.
94.5 ESPN is your home for all Packers off-season news. Stay up to date on the new ESPN Wisconsin app or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Summerfest is almost here, and we're going to send you to all 9 days. Yeah. It's Summerfest on us. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to bring a friend and have the best summer ever at the big gig. Summerfest on us. Register today in the ESPN Wisconsin app under the contest tab.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, and we are hitting the road. Friday, June 13th, spooky. We're heading to Door County Distillery in Carlsville. If you're spending the weekend in Door County, come check out Door County Distillery and hang out with us from noon until 2. That's Friday, June 13th at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. But even if you're not heading to Door County anytime soon, you can bring Door County to you with their cherry brandy for your old fashions infused with Door County cherries, whiskeys, rums, and plenty more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Naushina Boss joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, that's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman with Strofer on the show.
What's your names in the songs?
It is a Nelly-themed show today. Yeah, I've been doing some thinking.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Well, no, I still stand by my... I wasn't that upset about Jair. I am a little questionable about the defense. I still don't love the Packers' defense. Little negativity there. Negativity about the Wisconsin Badger football team.
I love Wisconsin.
The only thing I feel good about is Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs and Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, I think
it's the only thing I feel good about right now.
Well, those are the superstars.
I feel good about the offensive line. Like, I'm still, like, let's be honest, like, even with Matthew Golden, it's not like I'm heading into the season like they're going to be a great top unit. Like, we just don't know. Excited about Tucker Kraft. I don't know.
Can I add a couple things to salt the wound?
Sure.
So we determined that Wisconsin's 54 out of 68, fourth worst in the Big Ten. Teams that I would consider contemporaries. So Nebraska, who is also going into their third season with Matt Rule, very similar histories and whatnot. They're 36.
Good quarterback.
Iowa, always the mirror of Wisconsin in the Big Ten, 23.
Oh, wow.
Indiana, a program in squalor for years, and in 1 year transforms it. 20. And this is probably the one that hurts the most. Brett Bielema's Illinois Fighting Illini.
Where are they at?
17.
I would never.
Think about that.
Well, he didn't fire Brett, but I was always happy with Brett.
Like,
brought him back.
I actually don't understand the people that still don't like Brett Bielema.
What resources does Illinois?
Why don't you like him?
I don't know how you can't.
Oh, there's so many people who hate Brett Bielema.
I like Brett Bielema.
Yeah, I love Coach Pete.
I mean, it sucks. I was mad when he left.
Yeah, I get that.
He left for good reason.
He left for more money.
More money and paying his
SEC.
assistants and
it didn't work out. But like, I'm not saying he's going to ever become the Wisconsin Badger head coach again.
He should. Wisconsin should go get him.
But I miss running up the score and having some chest out about my team.
Go get Brett Bielema.
He has an image. He has a culture. I mean, what does Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Nebraska have that Wisconsin doesn't?
A good coach. Oh, wait, y'all laughing.
This is like,
I'm dead serious. What are you
it's the
talking
dead
about?
truth. Like,
what are we saying?
Like, I was like, facility. I was like, no, like, it's good enough. Like, he's just like, well, duh, the guy who just turned this program around the wrong way.
I just want you guys to understand. If Brett Bielema took over this program today, the program will be turned around. Matter of fact, he took over this team today. I would have more confidence in this team making a bowl game, which sucks, than I do currently now. Because he'll get them boys ready to go and play for that W on their
He'd work
helmet.
them.
Yeah, he would.
Sure.
You know, you currently played
I do.
for him.
I played all 4 years with him.
Love Coach B.
Love Coach B.
Good memes. Jim, Matt, Molly, and Madison. Corey and Wally and Beaver Dam. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
KBN's the show that never ends.
We got a few accidents right now to deal with. Southbound on 894 right at Beloit Road. Got the right lane blocked. Those delays are stretching back through the Zoo interchange. Also an accident 894 westbound just past 60th Street off on the right shoulder. Delays coming out of the Mitchell. And then we've got delays along northbound 41 with an accident right at the ramp from Capitol Drive. Right lane is blocked with that one. Very solid delays all the way up from Watertown Plank Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible. It'll be partly sunny, though, with a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Holla, we them boys. Holla, 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 we making noise. Holla, 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 holla.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Why is exactly.
I'm confused. What is there?
When he speaks, a lot of times I just say to myself, why?
What, like, is there a reason why? Is there a lead into this? Usually you have something cooked up. Are you about to hit the record scratch?
And then we got something playing?
Yeah. This is just random.
You just wanted to take Kyle's thing away from Kyle today randomly?
Right. Yeah, you just want to dunk on Kyle?
The 920
just boy? I wonder if Kyle will, like, roll over and just let me take the
Will he like me more if I do this cool?
He did roll over.
No, I just wanted to appease.
He did roll over.
Does Strofe have supremacy?
No.
Yes.
The kid was like, can I do it? Can me? Can you?
No, that's not what I said. I said, don't worry, Kyle, I got it.
And then I said, hey, I said, what? And
I was about to just get it on the air and say, one of you just damn do it.
I don't like this.
One of you just damn do it.
It's the bow.
Oh, no, he turned his mic off. You're really being a Richard.
Wow. What got into him today?
Some Gen Z. You know what it is? I know exactly what it is.
The push-ups are making him delirious.
The endorphins from the push-ups are making him feel way tougher than he is.
Strofe feels good.
Look at you.
I like that. You know what? We're gonna see
the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Still get your butt wet, but you're starting to get some more confidence.
DJ Strofe.
I don't know why when that one plays, it's
the kid.
However, you got the strobe.
DJ Strofe.
It's kind of sick.
That's pretty good.
Kyle's just salty now. We got Gen Z Kyle all of a sudden.
How you doing, Kyle?
I'm just. Hey,
Jen.
Well, I am literally just sitting here. What do you want me to do here? This kid.
Figure it out, Kyle.
I'm just trying to stir it up between Strofe and Kyle because I think my favorite beef on the show is when Strofe and Kyle get into it.
Yeah, the Packer Alliance.
Who's a bigger Packer fan?
You remember last year how anytime I would say anything negative about the Packers, he would yell, "Oh, pessimistic Strofe, always a pessimist." Have you listened to yourself the last 2 weeks?
No.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a pessimist and being a realist.
You said Brian Gutekunst isn't trying to win a championship. He is the general manager of an NFL team.
There's a lot of NFL teams that don't try to win championships.
Name one.
The Tennessee Titans didn't want to win a championship
and
last year.
And what happened to
the Indianapolis Colts didn't want to win a championship last year. There's a lot of teams that don't.
Okay, now we're getting into a petty off.
No, I'm just saying. There's a lot of teams that understand they're not in a position to win a championship.
Just curious what happened to the Tennessee Titans general manager after last season. I'm just curious.
I'm assuming he got fired.
What happens when you actively don't try to win championships?
Well, Goody might be on his way to actively getting fired because he ain't.
Goody's on his way to actively trying to win a championship.
I just don't understand how you could be a Packer fan and look at what the Packers are doing and sit here and say, "Oh yeah, this team is doing everything they can to win a championship." That's just illogical to think that Goody is putting all his chips in the basket to win a championship. In the last 2 years, what?
In the last 2 years, they fired a defensive coordinator and brought in a much more improved defense.
That's Matt LaFleur, scheme.
Though. Sure, but he said the team. He didn't say Goody in that.
Well, we're talking about Goody.
But you said, I don't know how you're looking at what the team is doing and saying they're not trying to win championships.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Everybody would agree.
So when you look at Goody, you really think Goody's idea of winning a championship is standing back on defense, removing yourself from even having the opportunity to have an all-pro guy play, whatever it is, get you some type of games. You really think what he's doing is creating an environment for a team to win a championship?
I'm not necessarily saying I agree with everything he's done or hasn't done.
He hasn't done enough, and you know he hasn't done enough. And that is my whole point. Teams that want to win championships go out there and do what they need to do to put a championship roster around.
But what we know about the Packers, knowing how they operate, is they are not going to pull a 2021 Rams. They're not going to go all in. They're not going to mortgage their future to go all in for 1 year.
I don't even need him to mortgage his future to go all in for 1 year.
Brian Gutekunst believes he has this team in a position for the next 5 years to be relevant and competing for championships.
Yeah, but don't you think, based off of how the last 2 seasons have gone and how you're leading into this season, right? There's reason to believe in Jordan Love.
Yeah, definitely. That's why they gave him $55 million a year.
For sure.
They answered the biggest question.
Don't get sassy with me now. I'm just posing some questions here.
I answered the question.
I find it hard when it's called Title Town, right? And it's been since 2010 since you've won a Super Bowl. Last time that I thought they were legitimate contenders was 2020. Since Aaron Rodgers ended, and I think they've done a good job. The problem that I feel right now is they don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and that's okay to say. We don't know if he is or isn't. He could be. Yeah. It would be really hard to be back to back to back. But they found a way to be successful and sustain that success with Hall of Fame quarterbacks. If they continue to try and build teams the same way that they have been building over the last 30 years, it likely won't be as successful. And it only brought them 2 championships with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And so my fear is, if Jordan Love isn't what they think he can be or what he needs to be, when you look at the roster, they've had the same odds to win the championship the last 3 years. Isn't that the whole point of this progression is, all right, year 1 rookie, or I guess first year starter, second year, third year, they're kind of in the same spot they've been. And it just feels like I'm talking about the same things over and over. 1 or 2 guys that need to take the quote unquote next step. If it's not the scheme, it's now the coach of the defensive line. It just seems to be like excuse after excuse as to why they're not able to do the next thing they've been able to do. That's my overall frustration with the Green Bay Packers right now. It's not that they're not going to have a good season. It's not that they're not going to be able to be an exciting team and win some games this year. And it's a hard schedule, which means they're probably going to win some games they didn't win last year, and they have experience that they should win some games that they didn't win last year. It's all part of growth. I'm just scared the growth is just going to keep you in this this weird circle where you keep turning and saying it's Title Town and we're Green Bay and we have Super Bowl expectations, but everyone's just okay with not actually doing the whole Super Bowl thing. You're not doing the whole Super Bowl thing, but you want to do it, but you're not actually doing it. So what are you? Stuck in no man's land.
I think that's all really well said. I don't disagree with anything you said. I think, to your point on the cycle, I think the way they have built this team and the way they operate on a year-to-year basis is they are reliant on that quote-unquote next step, right? I think that's something, when they shifted to this youth movement, that was a big part of it. I think in Brian Gutekunst's tenure, there's only been 1 year where he viewed them as not a championship contender, and that was the first year of Love. Right?
And that's fair.
And that was the big question that year.
Rebuild, reload, everyone had a stupid name for it.
Recombobulation, I think, was one of them, like the airport. But, trading Rasul Douglas at the deadline was a clear indicator that he didn't think they were competing for a championship, despite them then going on and winning a playoff game and competing with San Francisco. I don't know if the cycle works, to your point, right? I can't say whether or not it does. But I think it's insincere and incorrect to say Brian Gutekunst isn't attempting to compete for championship.
No, but the bottom line is he's not, because even when you look at the rosters where the Green Bay Packers actually won championships, I want y'all to look at that roster and look at the guys who are veterans. Brian Gutekunst is so gung-ho about making sure that it's a young man's game. It's a young man's football team. But right now, some of those young men that you were depending on, and we've seen it in multiple draft classes, they're not even on your football roster anymore. You see in Eric Stokes, who was a young man that you depended on, you know what? He's gone. And so there's other guys that we can keep going down examples, whether it's A.J. Dillon, Josiah DeGuara. We can keep going down examples, but when you continue to swing and miss on some of these young men and you're not even re-signing them, you're repeating a cycle of not having good enough players on this football team, and you have to supplement that by signing guys that are good enough. And when you look at the roster the Packers had when they went to the Super Bowl, when they went 15-1, they had some veterans on that football team. They did not say, oh, well, if you're getting to over the age of 30, I'm going to move on from you like Goody's going to do. We're already talking about the fact that Elton Jenkins is sitting out, not because of the fact that he's concerned about, oh, I'm moving position. No, he's concerned about the fact that he's getting old. He might get cut. He might get cut after this season.
Yeah, this is a thought that I've been having recently, and I'm wondering, Strofe, what your opinion is.
I like this whiteboard right now. I feel like this is the Packers whiteboard session.
It is.
How do we view them, and can they, like, what do they have to do to actually not make me feel like that we're just going around in a circle?
Yeah, because I look at this team, and I just wonder, will Goody ever allow this roster to ripen? You know, like a banana. Like he loves the banana to be green. Will they ever allow it to get
okay. This whiteboard has gone.
Stay with me.
I think we've lost the analogy.
Yeah, I thought we were doing really good until we got a green banana, ripe green banana.
What I'm hearing out of Strofe is the same thing I heard out of Mark Tauscher yesterday. He said this takes time. Takes time to build. You can't have it happen overnight, which is true on the surface. But I just wonder, will Goody actually strike when they enter their, quote, like, peak years of Super Bowl contention?
Because here's the thing real quick, Brad, and I'll let you finish. I want to point out, given the way Goody has spoken in the last, 6 or so months, that begins this year.
So they're in peak window. So do you think they should be operating any differently while they're in the peak window?
So I think the point, and maybe the miscommunication between Kyle and I, or the misconnect between Kyle and I is, for example, I would love to see him go out and trade for Trey Hendrickson. Right? That would show urgency. That would say I
want to compete for a championship.
Yeah, I agree.
That says I want to win a championship.
And it goes back to Devontae, because we were all on that train, right? Signed Devontae Adams. Instead, they drafted or Matthew Golden in the first round. It's a different approach to the same problem. Now, the defensive line one is one he hasn't addressed, and I think all of us are scratching our heads a little bit.
Like it's almost not talked about enough. Like they didn't even backlog that position with guys.
Yeah, not until day 3.
And it's one of those things where is if you're a team that doesn't sign a lot of free agents, then what are we doing? Just rolling out the same guys?
Yeah, I just want, because most Super Bowl windows.
It's just confusing to me. Like
it is for me too.
He loves his guys, and I appreciate someone who's loyal. But I think it might be a little bit too loyal to some of his draft picks.
I just wonder at this point, because we've also determined that most quarterbacks win their Super Bowl between 27 and 31, and Jordan loves me 27 this year. So these are going to be the peak years of not only this young team and Jordan Love, kind of the game slowing down, still physically at his peak. Will Goody do anything that's uncharacteristic of Goody to take advantage of those peak years? I'm just not seeing that. Keeping Jair or trading for Trey Hendrickson or signing Devontae Adams, those would all be indications that, hey, this is a green light. We are fully in this window that doesn't stay open for very long, and Goody's just not doing that. He's still acting like they're rebuilding to me.
And this is what I want people to do and understand the perspective that we all have is not because we hate the Green Bay Packers. Y'all know I love the Green Bay Packers, and I just want to win championships. because a lot of times the expectation is, oh, we made the playoffs and just have a shot at it. That's all fine and dandy, but y'all, it has been since the 2010-2011 season that we have even gone to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, probably the greatest quarterback to ever put on a jersey for the Green Bay Packers, or player in general to play for the Green Bay Packers, only got to one Super Bowl, not because of his own failure, because of the fact that the teams around him, they expected Aaron Rodgers to put the team on his back and lead them to a championship. And when we talk about the next 5 years and setting them up for the next 5 years, when you look at this defense specifically, there are guys on this defense, the majority of the guys on this defense right now will not be a Green Bay Packer in the next 5 years, and especially with the D-line. If you miss in Lucas Van Ness, Devontae Wyatt, and you miss with Quay Walker, those are 3 first-round picks.
It's going to be a bare cupboard.
And so now you got to start over and bring in more guys that you hope you say, well, Tausch is going to be joining us talking about, well, you got to give them time. You can't keep giving guys 3 to 4 years to have time and move on for them and say, well, I got to have a new batch. That is wasting the time of Jordan Love, and that we cannot do. As Brad just said, he is now entering his prime of his Super Bowl window, and we have to take advantage of it, and that's why I'm so frustrated that I don't feel like Goody is saying, let me put anything and everything around Jordan Love to give him the best
but here's the thing, the part where I feel like I'm disagreeing most with Kyle is I think you're mixing your frustration with wanting a Super Bowl and thinking that this is the year that it will happen if they did more things. Like I think if I'm okay with Goody not making that big move or operating with more oomph in this window that he's in until we see like another year of Jordan Love. Because what's the point of mortgaging more future without seeing year 3 of Jordan Love and what he's able and capable of doing?
Okay.
And if you know you have this, you know,
right.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
But the other point is, think about what they put around him this year, right? How they invested around Jordan Love.
Yeah,
they signed an offensive lineman, drafted one in the second round, and obviously a first-round pick last year to elevate that offensive line. First and third round picks this year, they went receiver, right? They have an essential rookie, but really a second-year player as a new backup running back in Marshawn Lloyd. Both of the tight ends are healthy. So
many question marks still when you talk about a lot of these guys, other than Aaron Banks.
There's certainly question marks.
You're talking about guys that
disagree.
We're going to be Tausch is going to be telling us next year, well, you got to get Savion Williams some time to potentially develop.
Why does Tausch keep catching
because he said we need time.
He's living rent-free in Kyle's head.
No, because of the whole comment of time and even you going through all these different guys. We don't know what these guys are gonna be. And
guys need time. That's football.
But even if you miss on this, right? So you move on from Romeo Doubs, you move on from Christian Watson, and now you're expecting Savion Williams to step up. You move on from Rasheed Walker, now you're expecting for Jordan Morgan to step up. What if you miss on that? Well, now you got more holes, and that's all I'm saying is at some point you're going to have to say, all right, here's the roster that we have, and I need to elevate it. If you don't believe Jordan Love is ready to elevate the team yet or the roster isn't quite there, then that's fair enough. But
you are being a little unfair here from a standpoint of the safety position was Dunzo, and he went out and got a guy and rebuilt that.
I know, and that's what I want him to continue to. You can't.
You just want him to do it more often and quicker.
I just want us to take chances on veterans. Like again, there's a Jadeveon Clowney that's out there. I don't say sign him right now. Evaluate what you got during the offseason. Brad talked about that stupid idea.
Rising Star Showcase.
Evaluate what you have OTAs, and then when it gets to training camp, if you feel like we don't have enough guys, then you maybe go out there and get them. But I just know the Green Bay Packers don't do that. And the only reason we signed Brandon McManus is because he tried to kicker out there Anderson Carlson. That's his name, Anders Carlson. Anders Carlson.
Still can't get his name right.
2 years ago, and he sucked. And then you tried to try out other guys this year instead of saying, you know what, I don't want to do that. Once I'm going to go get me a kicker. He wanted to try and test things out. At what point are we going to stop trying and test things out? That's what I'm just saying. I just want us to try to find guys that we know are good football players that can contribute to this team and hopefully lead to us being champions.
I'm still taken aback by the comment of, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of guys here in 5 years. Believe it or not, Kyle, most rosters turn over every 5 years.
Okay, less than that. This is a big year for a lot of guys on this defense.
No doubt.
So we can even talk about 2 years from now.
Quay Walker is the big one because he's on a contract year. Devontae Wyatt, well, his 5th year was picked up, so he's under contract next season.
You know what feels great? A good, healthy debate with strong muscles after the wheel of Strofe doing push-ups.
Yeah, I agree. I feel good.
Gets me excited to go to the Princeton Club as I gear up for the wedding. Want that wedding body. I want to look back at pictures and be like, hey, remember when you used to look good? That's because you went to the Princeton Club. Open 24/7, free childcare with the membership. And doing the whole, like, we're in this together thing with the fiance, like, hey, food, workout, to drop off our child at free childcare, to go work out, and then bring our daughter to the pool to enjoy the pool. She loves swimming. Absolutely loves swimming. To have it all in one place is amazing. That's what you get with the Princeton Club of New Berlin. You can have a strong body, a strong mind, and have a strong community. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. What's our takeaway from that?
Yeah, Strofe, do you really believe that Goody is doing everything he can to build the champion around this team?
Okay. We'll just continue on with this next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, see, the thing about me is I like
crazy.
I like crazy. I like a little excitement in my life. I like a little bit of drama.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We've got an accident on northbound 41 right at Capitol Drive. The right lane is blocked, so we're seeing big delays coming up from Watertown Plank Road. We've also got this other accident on 894 southbound at Beloit Road, also with the right lane blocked, backing things up through the zoo pretty much in all directions. As the game is letting out, we're seeing big delays on 94 westbound from 16th Street all the way through to about Calhoun. On the eastbound side, slowing down out of the zoo interchange all the way to about 20th Street. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast tonight. Chance of showers or storms. Mostly cloudy with a low of 60. Then tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible. Partly sunny with a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 94.5 ESPN.
The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's happened again. Another local organization switching to business technology from James Imaging Systems. This time, it's St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care. CFO Sally Parente.
We were unhappy with our previous vendor. It was always a big production. We also had some issues with pricing.
And now with James Imaging Systems?
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. We're getting value here as well.
Just what you'd expect from James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed company. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation.
I love that they're a local company. They've been a wonderful business partner for St. Anne Center.
Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'll tell you what, you want your body to feel like money right there. You can't do that if you've got aches in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back, that chronic joint pain that's holding you back. It might be arthritis, it might be chronic tendonitis, whatever it is. QC Kinetics is likely the solution for you. Whenever I went to the Greenfield location, man, the doctors, the staff there, they're so educated. They know exactly what they're doing. They are experts in joint pain relief. And we're not talking about the same old here. This isn't surgery and drugs and downtime. This is cutting edge, revolutionary cellular treatments that only QC Kinetics can do, and they are the best at it. They're going to come, you're going to go in there. You're going to tell them about your pain. Ultrasound that area so you can get a deep look at what's going on, and then you're going to get a personalized plan to a pain-free life. And guess what? If you don't qualify or they don't think they can help you, they're going to send you in a different direction because they only help the people that they think can benefit from them. So it is absolutely no obligation. You owe it to yourself to get that free, absolutely free consultation from QC Kinetics. Your future self, your pain-free self, will thank you. Give them a call today at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey! You don't know. Pedros, Kyle Walsh. Yeah, I mean,
oh man, oh my gosh, the next part in this song.
Oh my gosh,
y'all know the next part. Oh
Can we
yeah,
take it to
you
the
for
next
real?
show?
Okay, now that I'm a fly guy and I fly by, want to know.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, whoa. Slow down now.
Dude, there has been banger.
Oh my gosh, yeah, slow down. Oh my gosh,
it is a good part, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean it's nasty,
yeah, but it's a good part.
So continue with our conversation.
Was that the clean version, just in case?
It was the clean version.
Whew. So going with our conversation about
I've learned my lesson on that one, Benny.
Here's my follow-up. That was quite a lesson.
Taylor Swift, man.
Oh, yeah. What the?
That was amazing.
I believe it was actually shut the.
Oh,
yes. So for the guy, for like Strofe and even Ben, it sounded like you expect Goody to change if he gets confirmation on Jordan Love being an elite quarterback. Is that what I'm hearing? Like you expect, it's not.
I don't expect it. I'm saying if I was him, I wouldn't have leveraged that much this year.
You need one more year.
Like I truly don't.
But you've already signed him.
Yeah, no, I get that. But just because you sign somebody doesn't mean you're locked into a marriage forever like the Packers have been locked in with two Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
That's fair. You just don't believe that the Green Bay Packers, there was very few moves they could make in order for this team to be championship ready.
Yeah, I just don't I don't think they have enough horses. And
it's hard for a team that won 11 games last year. In all due respect, they lost 6 games to 6 good teams ahead of them. And usually talking about teams supposed to get better the year after, my expectation is that this roster, they lost some games last year. They learned something from it. And I expect when they play the Vikings twice, they play the Lions twice, and they play the Eagles once, I expect for them not to go 0-6 or 0-5.
I expect that as well.
Split it.
But just that doesn't necessarily equate to winning a Super Bowl.
But you think the gap is large. Then you think the gap between the Green Bay Packers and the top teams in the NFC
I do.
is large.
I think it's large enough that I don't think one player, like everyone was saying, like, oh, we're a Trey Hendrickson away from like being a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't think that's the case because when you look at and Brad has had evidence to this, is you look at how many all-pros were on those teams and how many guys they lost in free agency because, guys wanted to go get their money. They still have a bunch of dudes and depth on their team that I don't see the Packers having, that it would literally take Jordan Love playing out of his mind, which is unfair to him in the offense to carry this team right now based off
Rodgers
the youth.
Do it. He only literally Rodgers had a great roster around him when he won a Super Bowl.
Correct, and Jordan Love's doing it right now with guys that we don't even know if they have a number one wide receiver, and Matthew Golden, which you should be excited about, but I'm not going to put expectations on him that are too high for him to be this 1,400-yard guy. It's just not fair to the Packers to put Super Bowl expectations on this team.
Yeah, even when Favre went to and won his
and that's
Super Bowls,
okay. It's just where they're at, in my opinion.
Hall of Fame guys on his roster. And something that as I did the deep dive into the All-Pro look, something that I didn't realize, I guess I knew, but Clay Matthews was second in voting for Defensive Player of the Year that year.
That
in
was
2010.
a really good season. Only his second year, by the way.
Incredible.
He was an unbelievable player.
So
so it'd have to be like Edgerrin Cooper, but there'd have to be a ton of other things around that.
Look, okay, you're gonna call me crazy for this one.
Okay, who do you think gonna do something?
Give him his space.
I'm just asking him.
I'm not saying he's gonna be an All-Pro. I'm just holding out hope. No, actually, Rashawn Gary. I know we've done this. Anybody that's followed his career, right? You held out hope at Michigan. He was the number 1 recruited player in the country. You held out hope when he was, I think, the number 12 overall pick that he'd come in and be just this unbelievable impact player.
He had such a great span before he got signed. Then he got hurt.
So athletic. And this defensive scheme, I am a huge believer in. I think this.
But my man was doing crossovers and behind the backs. This is who you believe in. He was playing the wrong sport out there.
I know.
But this is his 7th season. He's going to be 28.
Hey, you got to give him time.
But no. Tausch would agree after year 3, year 4, you know who a guy is. We know who Rashawn Gary is, so I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
I think we likely do. I'm just holding out hope the scheme works better in his favor. Which
how confident do you hear yourself?
No, I know. I've talked myself into this one this offseason that I think Rashawn Gary might finally have that season we've been waiting for with double-digit sacks. He's a guy where, hey, by the way, just keep in mind, guys, Pro Bowler last year.
That's true. That's true.
Wasn't he like an alternate or something, or was he straight up first?
He was a straight up Pro Bowler.
How does that happen?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I don't know.
All in all, this defense, I think they can make strides. I think they can improve. I think this could be Jeff Hafley's final year as the defensive coordinator of the Packers.
Why, you think he's going to get head coaching job?
I do.
If the defense is good, yes.
Because think about it. They were top 10 last year. He's already getting interviews.
And he should, based off what I believe isn't like that great. It's a good defensive roster. It's not a great defensive roster. He's able to take a good roster and make it top 10, top 5-ish. He should be gone.
He did a great job with this offense or defense last year. Great job.
He literally had he couldn't rush 4. He had to do phantom guy here, run a guy there. Like
he got in his bag second half of the season.
He had to be so creative.
Can I float something that could be a little exciting? Just a little exciting. Edgerrin Cooper added 15 pounds this offseason.
15 pounds.
What if he puts him outside?
I don't think I'd like that. I don't want to limit him to one half the field.
Experiment. Just a little experiment here and there. He's a middle guy, I agree, but
I don't want my sideline to sideline guy stuck on one sideline.
You've got McDuffie and Quay Walker in the middle, and you feel pretty good about that.
But he
only obvious passing downs.
He was so impactful where he was last year.
You want him to whole field to his ability,
and he was just learning. So I mean, at some point, Goody's going to have to evolve his philosophy in order, or deviate from his philosophy.
I think that's what it is. If he sees that this year is giving him reason to evolve a little bit and they're never going to go fully all in Ram style, but they could do a little bit more than they've done this year to make the roster better. And they put themselves in a spot contract-wise with a lot of these guys where it's a lot of front-loaded. They're not going to have a dead money. Like, they should be in an okay cap spot next year to do something if they want to. And we'll see what, again, these draft picks, it's very offensive heavy in the early rounds. So he's going to have to do the Zach Tom thing and the Carrington Valentine thing of guys he drafted late.
Here's one thing I will say, and Goody could prove us all wrong, and especially me wrong, right? I like the signing of Nate Hobbs. I don't think you're signing an elite corner based off what you paid him and based off his past career. But I will say this. If Nate Hobbs turns out to be a really good contributor for the Green Bay Packers, where we're talking about a top 30 corner according to Pro Football Focus, then that changes the narrative about this defense.
Well, yeah, you had the worst cornerback of all time that couldn't even run into a pass deflection, Eric Stokes.
Yeah, and so that changes.
Who was a first-round pick.
Poor Eric Stokes.
He was so good. His first year had so much
He actually doesn't catch enough strays for how bad he was. I know he was injured.
Well,
but
you forget. This is the same team that rostered Kevin King, right? So there's plenty of corners that can catch strays. That's why I feel like we're way too down on this group.
Carroll.
Right. Well, that's way back. But yes, also Ahmad Carroll and a couple other options. They've had some really bad corners.
Josh Jackson.
It's been worse than what they got right now, guys. Let's stop being all doomsday because they released a guy who plays half the games.
But all the guys we're talking about didn't play on championship caliber teams, and so that's just where it's at. But if Nate Hobbs can be good, because he probably is the X factor. You're talking about who we need to be all pro. We don't need him to be all pro. But he can be an X factor as a dude that goes out there, competes week in and week out, and elevates this defense at the cornerback position, which maybe allows for that defensive line to get a couple more seconds to get there. So he could be X factor. If he turns out to be a great signing, then Goody, I apologize. You did a good job back-to-back off seasons if Hobbs can turn out.
Big year for the trajectory of what the future could be for this team. I tell you what, though, it always is interesting to me when I watch Brad Nortman drive away from the office. It is always sparkly clean.
It is always sparkling clean. There's a reason for that. It's the Tsunami Express experience. That's right. Tsunami Express, they're opening more and more locations. In fact, we're going to be at the New Berlin one in just a few weeks, their newest one. They're all over southeastern Wisconsin. Tsunami Express is growing because customers realize their state-of-the-art wash technology gives you a long-lasting shine and protection that is like nothing else. Not only that, there's an exterior, but an interior clean. Free powerful vacuums, mat washers, do-it-yourself detailing supplies, even free tire air. Tsunami Express has thought of it all. And the reason that Ben sees my car so sparkling clean is because I am a monthly member, a ceramic member to be exact. That means fast lane access, and I can go an unlimited amount of times, day after day after day, to make sure that my car is as clean as I need it to be. And all for one low monthly price. In fact, the monthly membership pays for itself after just 2 washes. So if you want to be the envy of everybody down the road and you want to be feeling like the man or woman in your beautiful car, then you got to go to Tsunami Express. Tsunami Express is where you will wash, chill, and repeat with Tsunami Express Car Wash.
Brad has the deal of the summer, and I actually think this is going to be better than Hear Brad Out. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a tool. My name is Ben Brust, and I'm a tool.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Still a brutal ride as the game is letting out. And to complicate matters, now we've got a crash on the off-ramp to Mitchell Boulevard from 94 eastbound. So that is already affecting your ride as well. Now let's take a look. Westbound 94, very slow out of the Marquette, all the way through the Zoo interchange to about Calhoun. On the eastbound side, pretty hefty ride coming out of the Barker Road area. You are back on the brakes through the Zoo interchange all the way to about 27th Street. We've got a crash on the 894 southbound at Lincoln, off on the left shoulder, and then there's another one southbound 894 at Beloit Road with the right lane blocked. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. We've got chance of showers, storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 60. Then tomorrow, scattered showers and storms possible, partly sunny with a high of 68 at the lake, 74 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
The New York Knicks requested permission Wednesday morning to speak to Mavericks coach Jason Kidd, and Dallas gave a firm rejection. Sources tell ESPN. Knicks have been denied now on Kidd, Minnesota's Chris Finch, and Houston's Ime Udoka. Do we believe that this is 100% done with Jason Kidd, or do we believe this is the beginning of it, and that if he really wants to coach the Knicks, he tries to make a mess to get out of Dallas?
I'm going to need Jason Kidd to say it out of his own mouth. Like, he's going to have to come out and say, yeah, that reporting around mutual intrigue with the Knicks, Nah, that's not what it is. I'm firmly entrenched here as the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks moving forward. Until I get that or until I hear that from him or his representation, I'm going to take it as the New York Knicks still potentially being able to make him an offer that he can't refuse.
Something amazing is happening. Technology is working harder, faster, and more reliably. It's delivering results that work. But who makes technology work? CDW. We're a full-service technology solutions provider, advising our clients and designing customized solutions so they can reach their goals and do amazing things. CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16 at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Some more windows from UWD. I'm telling y'all this right now. Again, I look at my windows almost every single day because I'm mesmerized by them. They're great windows. My house is so comfortable with the temperature. And when they came in, they did the free in-home estimate. My boy Jamie Shea did a fantastic job. The installation crew came in and out. They cleaned up everything. It was perfect. And you know what? I was talking to baby girl. I said, baby girl, we got to clean the little seal of our windows, our beautiful windows. We got to make sure these windows stay nice and great throughout the rest of the time we live in our house. So if you want to upgrade your house just like I did, you got to do it with Universal Windows Direct. I promise y'all, you will absolutely love it. You will love how the windows look, and you will love how your home feels. I'm telling y'all, call them today at 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and they'll let you know when you can get scheduled, but also they'll let you know that you can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments at all, and for an entire year with zero interest for an entire year. That gives you a full year to enjoy the comforts and savings and curb appeal before you have to make a single payment. So if you're looking to upgrade your home with new windows, do it with Universal Windows Direct. Visit them today at Universal Windows Direct, and KBN Nation like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
All right, Brad, it's your time to shine here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. What have you been waiting to share about Nelly?
Every once in a while, you see something that makes you sort of stagger. It makes you just freeze in your tracks because you don't believe it's real. It just can't be real. KBN Nation, I'm here to declare the deal of the summer. The deal of the summer. I'm driving down the road, and I see it as
Cheap
a
Brad and Kyle know a deal when they see one.
And I'm telling you, this is a deal you're going to want to take advantage of. No joke. June 27th, I'm driving down the road. I see that the Milwaukee Brewers are playing the Colorado Rockies, a.k.a. the worst team in the MLB by a long shot, plus a Nelly concert. You're telling me that the get-in price, $11, I get to see basically a guaranteed Brewer win and banger after banger by Nelly? I mean, am I crazy, or are they just giving away a peak summer experience? Like, I might get upset about Mark Antanasio, right? You know, trying to give summer memories. Now, that's a summer memory I'm willing to pay for at a very good price. $11, Brewer win, Nelly concert, forget about it. You heard these songs all show, KBN Nation. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal. I think it's an absolute great deal.
I mean, I can just see myself sitting in the stands, cracking open carbless after carbless. I'd be cheering to Nelly. I say, Nelly, here's a carbless on me, buddy. Boom. I could see him just enjoying it.
I wouldn't throw anything at Nelly.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, they're doing it again, too.
Appreciate it.
They're doing it again with Shaq Diesel, too, back in September.
Shaq's coming to a brewer game? And what, he's DJing?
He's DJing, yeah.
DJ Stroh.
DJ Shaq.
No,
DJ Stroh.
Again, my boy Mark, he never misses. He never misses. Not only does he give you playoff baseball here in Wisconsin, he gives you winning baseball here in Wisconsin. He gives you a concert after a Brewers game. Mark Attanasio, bravo, my friend.
I'll tell you what.
You are giving us a summer to remember.
A great memory of mine, speaking of memories, is the basketball team. When I was a junior at Brookfield Central, the basketball team, for whatever reason, we just banged classic rock music in the locker room, and the Admirals played, and after the Admirals played, REO Speedwagon. So we all took jeans, we cut them to make jean shorts, and we made cut-off white T-shirts to look like a bunch of fools. Watch the Admirals play and then REO Speedwagon. It was a great experience.
On the Carbless Talking text line, a great question from our guy Rich Pecker and Spread Eagle. What are the odds that Brad actually goes?
I can't go. Actually.
Oh my God!
Where you gonna be at?
It's Lexi's baby shower weekend. We've got 8 girls from Jacksonville staying in our house.
Whoa, wow! Damn, you got a big ass house. 8 people. 8. I thought 8 girls, women coming up to 8 women. You got a hotel.
8.
Are they not sharing rooms? I hope.
Yeah, some of them are sharing. Not all, but some of them
just 2 of them are.
Yeah.
My goodness, 8 people.
So they all arrive basically Thursday, Friday.
It's called the Nortman Estate.
Yeah, it's the estate for a reason.
That's.
Hold on.
Hang on one second.
Homer's come in here.
Just want to let you know that matches the number of bathrooms in their house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was my question. Because sharing bathrooms.
No, brother, you ain't
I'm
got.
not joking though. It's 8 women, including.
But you don't have 5 bathrooms in your house.
Is that fun for you?
I love our Jacksonville friends.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's only a couple.
It's amazing they're coming for Lexi's baby shower.
Zero
I am in service mode. I'm in dad mode. So Lexi can have a great weekend with her friends.
So wait a minute. So the boys still have their room, and you still have your room, and these women still have space, or are the boys going in your room?
The boys he's talking about are the Foster boys.
Yes. We got space, Kyle. We're making it work.
Gosh.
Could you imagine if 8 people tried to stay at your house?
Dog, I would be embarrassed. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to put one on the couch.
They're like sardines on the floor.
Yeah, I had to give people sleeping bags in the basement. Give them a tent. Hey, that's my kids, guys. Hey,
you got to sleep outside the tent.
Yeah, I mean,
there's an outhouse right back there.
I mean, if y'all want to, with the shower, y'all gonna have to schedule y'all shower. We got 2 bathrooms around here, so we got to schedule. Dang, y'all gonna have 10 adults in one household.
10 adults. 10 adults in one home.
The best line was, "That's a damn hotel."
Y'all not astonished by this?
No, it's.
I mean, it won't be the most space anyone's ever experienced, but we have plenty of room.
There's 12 people in your house.
12 heartbeats. 13 with Lexi being pregnant.
Oh.
13 heartbeats under one roof.
My goodness.
For that whole weekend. So, yeah, unfortunately, I won't be going to Nelly. So, the deal of the summer.
Do you not know the pension an NFL player gets? How many years were you in the league?
6.
Well, he doesn't get the pension yet.
Yeah, it's delayed.
The fact that he hasn't taken it. When can you start
can't take
taking
it yet? It's 55 when you can start taking it.
I got so
20 years.
poor. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm astonished by a man I work with literally has a hotel, an Airbnb.
He's 8 women.
Yeah, no, them grown women. The fact that they feel comfortable enough to stay, because usually the older you get, you're like, I don't really want to mess around somebody's house. Your estate is so large that the women are like, I can't wait to stay at the estate, the Bradley Nortman estate.
We want to make it a little vacation for him.
When are you going to put on an addition?
I mean, whenever I damn well please.
All right. Wow. Good answer. Good answer.
That's a rich man answer. Whenever I want. Not when, hey, we got to figure out our finances.
Yeah.
Whenever I damn well want to.
When you put on an addition?
You know, I was just talking to Brad about wanting a 3-seasons room. This is how broke I am. I want a 3-seasons room, but I'm like, you know what? Is it really worth it? Is it going to add value to the home? When you're rich, you just say, I just want it, I'm going to put it up there. I told Brad what I said.
Do it.
Brad, I said, that's a want, not a need. Didn't I say that?
You did say that.
Yeah, rich people don't say that. They say, I want, because I get. When I damn well please.
Homer joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We were going to extend more invites, but I just jumped the gun for some reason at the meeting because I thought I was being like funny and personable, and I just don't know how to read the room. I was like, oh, this guy who doesn't know me, he's going to think it's hilarious. Then I'm with Josh, and I'm saying, hey, Josh, you didn't get the first round invite. Suck it.
In what world would that person find that funny, though?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Packers and Jair Alexander are no more.
Is this going to be the case where we're going to look back and say, man, did Green Bay really screw up by cutting Jair Alexander?
You don't release a guy like Jair unless you feel comfortable at that position. Now, are they good enough is a whole different debate.
94.5 ESPN is your home for all Packers off-season news. Stay up to date on the new ESPN Wisconsin app or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix is up next on June 19th through the 22nd. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, and we are hitting the road. Friday, June 13th, spooky. We're heading to Door County Distillery in Carlsville. If you're spending the weekend in Door County, come check out Door County Distillery and hang out with us from noon until 2. That's Friday, June 13th at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. But even if you're not heading to Door County anytime soon, you can bring Door County to you with their cherry brandy for your old fashions infused with Door County cherries, whiskeys, rums, and plenty more. Check them out, doorcountydistillery.com.
Open the door to huge savings now at Menards. Enhance the appearance of your home with a new stylish garage door. Choose from our large in-stock selection of ideal garage doors or design your own using our free garage door designer in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on ideal garage doors. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Radio legend.
I don't care. I wanted to talk to Brent Musburger. That was for my own personal benefit. I hope other people enjoyed it, but I wish I was Brent Musburger. How about that?
Voice of Marquette basketball.
Joplin to the basket.
Oh, wow.
He dunks it. Hammer time.
And owner of the most famous catchphrase, at least in this building.
Oh, baby, that's sweet.
It's time for Uncle Homer on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Still one of the best opens for anybody across our airwaves. It's for Homer joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the Homer Hour.
Man, a legend.
No, legend would be Duke Tomato.
No, you're a legend in what
Duke
you do.
Tomato was an early member of REO Speedway.
Oh,
No way.
wow.
What are the odds of that? I just talked about that.
Of all the times we've talked about this Dr. Duke Tomato guy that you love, you've never mentioned that.
Well, because it never come up as a topic. I mean, he left them before they became big because he wanted to play blues and they decided to go rock and roll. He was with
who's
two
more
of the
famous
original
then?
members.
REO.
Oh, man.
Very much so.
By a lot. I would say, but Homer has got to be. You're probably more famous than Duke Tomato.
No.
More people know the name.
Yes,
Homer.
you are.
No, Duke Tomato ended up in Indianapolis, and Tom and Dave, I think, what was the famous TV national radio show? I think it was Tom. Anyway,
what year?
They had him do a song, Tom and Bob, they had him do a song each week about the Colts, and so that became huge. And they were a national show, like whatever national show you want to think of.
Strofe, do me a favor and
I knew him back when he
let's
was
get
the All-Star
Dr.
Frogs.
Duke Tomato's like Spotify, like monthly listeners and whatnot. Like,
Can we get him on?
Like, do people? Is he still with us?
He did a song.
Yes. Yeah, 78.
What?
He's 78. He's still with us.
Yeah, he's a little older than I am, but it's hard to believe when I saw him at about 20, then he was only like 20-something.
Wait, you saw him in your 20s, and now he's 78?
You've been a fan of him for 50 years?
No, he's the only band I've ever been a fan of
Have you
in
met
my
him?
life. Have I met him? No, but somebody who knew him
What?
got him to do the song. Brett Favre is an alien for me, so he wrote that song for me.
Wait a minute. He wrote a song for you?
Brett Favre is an alien, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first time you heard Dr. Duke Tomato?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You, like vividly?
The Vegetable Buddies in South Bend, Indiana.
Vegetable Buddies. We got to hear the song. What did Homer have a taste for in his 20s?
None. I had no interest in music whatsoever, and I just
And he
happened to be
changed
there,
this?
and I couldn't believe how good he was. He was just he's an old-fashioned blues guy.
Wow.
So you're a blues guy.
No, I'm a nothing guy music. I have no. The first album I ever bought was in Los Angeles. I'm driving down the freeway. I was teaching tennis, and I heard Billy Joel Piano Man.
Oh, yeah.
How popular is
right to
Dr.
a record
Duke?
store.
I like Billy.
Believe it or not, he goes by just Duke Tomato now, no longer a doctor. I don't know if they rescinded his doctorate degree.
That's
or
a great
whatever.
question. He may not have gotten it. That's a good point.
668 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Wait, that's it?
He's more famous than that.
Homer's way more famous than Duke Tomato.
Way more. You're more famous than your hero.
Think
about
would,
that.
I will only state.
Wait,
I wish.
Did he call him his hero?
Well, maybe I'm being presumptuous.
I would rather, if I had to do my life over again, I would have rather been Duke Tomato.
Come on.
33,
No,
married 33
Homer.
years, has 6 grown kids.
You're married 30 years, aren't you?
Yeah, with
44.
44. Wait a minute.
Wait, why don't you? Why?
Huh?
You don't want to trade lives.
Yeah,
but
I
if
do.
you
I
had,
would rather have
No,
his life.
you don't. You
okay,
love
Nancy
He does this.
Nancy,
Well,
earmuffs.
Wait, I would want
Earmuffs.
her to be part of the life.
No,
She'd be my
no,
wife.
You don't get to
Trade lines.
choose.
That's what I was saying. Maybe I'm telling you what to say, but Homer, you love your wife. We
Would
all
I
love your wife.
sacrifice my wife to have been Duke Tomato? The answer is yes.
So you've been doing this long enough because I understand that I'm probably going down the same route you are.
wow.
So I'm sure your wife just at this point just says, that's just Homer.
That's correct.
Yeah, because my girl does not do that.
Yeah.
How many years until baby girl just accepts what Kyle says on air?
No, I don't think so. I think that she'll stay the same the whole time.
So when Kyle's 70?
Yeah.
So wait, did your wife, did she ever say Homer, or she's just like, he's just crazy?
No, I said when we were dating that she was a successful high school math teacher in the Twin Cities. She's 5.5 years older than I am.
Oh, wow.
And
okay,
when we
now.
were dating, I remember when we were at a ground round and I said, well, where did you teach before Apple Valley? And she went, this and this. And I'm going, she's like 100. Anyway, I didn't say that to her. But
dang, this girl's ancient.
That's what I thought. Wow. Anyway, I said, look, I'm in radio, and at that time I was in New Richmond, Wisconsin, and I want to get married. But if you don't want to end up in the end of the world, then I understand it. Because I'm not sure I want to.
She's a real
She
one,
was
man.
willing to do it, though, and so not soon after we married, we had to move to Alliance, Nebraska. We took two cars. We're right behind each other. All of a sudden, she's not behind me. I get to the radio station, and she didn't tell me this until 9 years later. He says, I got to tell you, I was late because I had to pull the car off the road. I said, why? She goes, I was crying so hard.
Oh, my God.
So I give her credit.
And you want to trade her for Duke Tomato?
It's a legitimate point in your head. I feel she could have had a good life with somebody else.
Oh, Homer, you are.
Homer. Now you're selling yourself short. You've given her a great life.
No, I know where I fit. I'm no Duke Tomato.
Yes, you are.
200.
Homer, I guarantee you've made more money in your life than Duke Tomato.
Oh, not even
probably.
close.
616 monthly listeners.
I'm
the
telling
guy,
you,
he doesn't leave the state of Indiana.
No, look at how many he performed 200 nights a year when they were the power.
They were free to get in.
Days per year.
You perform 300 days
I don't
a
get
year.
paid per day what he gets for doing a show.
Duke Tomato.
He's made 5 times as much as I
He's still performing.
Yes, I know.
We should go.
Homer should go. And the Homer Hour next in 2 minutes.
A hefty ride out there no matter where you go. Right now on Highway 175 southbound, just south of 94, we've got the right shoulder blocked with a crash. Yes, this is right near the Brewers letting out of their game right now. And so the traffic around the ballpark right now, not pretty. Got delays out of the Marquette all the way through to Waukesha County to Calhoun on westbound. On the eastbound side, it's going to be solid from the Zoo interchange all the way through to 27th. Northbound 41 also seeing delays from Blue Mound Road all the way up past Capitol Drive. Southbound slow from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Chance of shower.